Always helps to turn on your microphone. Hello, 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 everybody. It's your brother Zen, and I'm so happy to be able to bring more live readings and connect to the spirit world, to the creator, just hear those beautiful messages of love from above. So I'm so happy for all of those that are joining and that will watch this on the replay. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you shining your light, bringing love into the world, searching in this beautiful adventure that we're in. If you're new to my channel, I consider myself a wake up artist, and my passion is helping us all remember who we really are, these powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit beings that are made of unconditional love and of this amazing connection that we have with the creator and with the spirit realm. So, doing readings is one way for us to connect and interact and reach out to them for guidance. So, I love that. Hey, Kashish, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome, everyone. If you are wanting me to pull cards for a live reading, all you have to do is be a member of my channel. And so as soon as you subscribe, it'll let you enter anything down below. Just put your questions down there, and I will go ahead and uh, do readings live in order that they're there. Hopefully, I try not to miss any. So we might, if I bypass you, go, hey, I was next. But I love that. And then, of course, if you're not wanting to put the specific details out there, just say, I'd like a general reading, and Spirit will know what you're wanting to know about, and they'll bring you answers there as well. And I will also intermittently just pull some cards for those that don't speak up, especially for those that will watch us on replay. You won't have an opportunity to ask your question, but Spirit knows, they always know. And so I'll also pull some cards for those that don't want to share and speak up at all, or those that watch on replay. So I'm excited for that. Hey, Jeannie, welcome. Thank you so much. I thank you so much for being here. Um, what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Of course, this is all part of, well, this started off as part of my YouTube subscriber marathon that I have going on. And I love it so much. I am going to expand and do it more often. I just have to get some other things in order and figure out what times of day and what's best for everyone, because I want to kind of reach everyone. I have a great amount of people throughout the world in different time zones. So I don't want you to have to stay up until the middle of the night to see me, get readings. I'm going to kind of maybe have a couple times a day in different times. So I will also be going live on Instagram tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and then tomorrow back here at noon Mountain Time. So fun, fun, fun. Hey, Dale. Oh, great. I'm so happy to hear that. You know, Spirit does love to help us in any way that they can. And when we reach out and ask for help and answers and guidance, they are so willing to help us because they know they're on that side, and they're like, you guys are awfully brave coming down here as humans, right? So they're like, we will support you any way we can because you guys are having the fun adventure down there. So they love helping us. So I'm so grateful. Thank you for letting me know that, Dale. All right. So before we get started doing actual readings, I do love to pull cards here from these Guardian Angel deck here. And actually, I'm going to close this blind a little bit here so that you can actually see. Oh, yeah, much better, right? So you can actually see the cards. Um, and the card that popped out is called Judgment. So I'm just going to look at this one. This is for anyone and every one of us. And it says, let go of your fear of being judged. Hallelujah. You are good enough. It is time to release all that you have kept safely locked away in your heart. Your true essence and potential have been restricted by structure and method for long enough. There's no right or wrong way. Just be you. Love it. It's such a huge thing, too, right? Because a lot of our spirituality and organized religions and organized beliefs across the world always have this little tint of fear and judgment sometimes in there, which is not of the creator. That's of the mankind that puts the control in there and the fear that it has. But when we realize we kind of come to a fork in the road sometimes where we get to decide, does the creator of all things in the whole higher realms, do they love us unconditionally, no conditions at all, or one or more conditions? And if it's one or more conditions, that's fear and that's not of the higher realm. And so we get to decide what we want to believe in for this human lifetime. And when we do the unconditional love, then it's like, boom, it just changes your whole world. You don't live in fear of doing the wrong thing and ending up in a hell or punished somehow. So I love it. All right. Hey, welcome, Info, and thank you for liking and subscribing. And yeah, absolutely. For anyone new that's coming in, any questions you want to ask, pop them down below. I will go through them in order. So if you don't want to share your business out there, just put you on a general reading, and Spirit will bring you messages specifically for that. So while you are formulating your question there, I do want to just pull a card here for those who um, are not here yet or asking a question and but just want some sort of you know information from the higher realms. And I'm going to use these divine guidance deck, and it's actually fractal images where this wonderful lady, Cheryl Lee Harnish, created them. I call them the spiritual ink blot test. And you'll see why. She basically would put formulas into this system, and it would just put out these images, and then she would intuitively read. And sometimes the stuff that comes through are amazing. So, all right. So we got number 11 coming in here. And you can look at that and see what you see and what stands out for you, because this is like a spiritual ink blot test. And this is for everyone. And Bushra, I will do you right after this one here. Beautiful, beautiful. Card number 11, a master number. And let's see what that meant for her when she had them come through. I love it. That infinity symbol in there, right? So it's infinite possibilities. Your daydreams are the creation of your deepest desires and your wishes. While they do hold guidance as to what you're wanting and needing on your path, they also carry a creative force of manifestation. The universe is asking you to allow yourself to dream, to allow the idea that the impossible can be possible. Your greatest wishes in life are a big key to your path, and the entire universe is working with you right now to bring those dreams to fruition. The possibilities of what can be manifested are infinite. So, love it. What a great message, right? They got your back. They definitely have got your back. All right, so let's dive in, and we're going to start with Info and Bushra. And you want to go, will I be shifting to Karachi in the next months? Okay. I do want to use the runic tarot for you. Let's see what they want you to know about a possible move to Karachi. And then, Jeannie, you'll be next. Thank you. So let's see. Right. So for sure, will you be shifting to Karachi in the next few months? What would you like them to know? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, they don't want that stuck. They just wanted this one right here. Well, you do have the Page of Pentacles. Pentacles is your outside world, and pages are new opportunities and new ways of looking at your worth in the outside world. So that feels like new opportunities are coming up. So let's take a look here. And does that mean a move to Karachi, though? Can you give us some guidance on that, please, for info? Okay. So you have the Five of Cups here. And so these are emotions. It's an emotional adventure here. And it feels like that there's these three cups are the things of the outside world that have been drawing us. And they basically leave us with feelings of disappointment of things aren't unfolding the way that we've been told they should, and that. But you also have the Two of Cups here, which you can see this little rune in between here. And so this is like this the feelings I'm getting with the Five of Cups, the way they have that one presented too, is that it's not necessarily the opportunity that you're looking for. What I really feel with that, when that Page of Pentacles came out, it's like they said new opportunities in the outside world, but I feel like it's like not that. It's like there's a new opportunity that's going to come up that's even better because the other one would not end up living up to the expectations of what it's being cracked up to be. I feel like there's a different direction. Let me see if they'll let us know. Can you have us some clarification on the other direction? Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel like that's going to be the one for you though here. Let's see. I know. Oh no. Okay. So you got two cards here. Yeah. Because you have the Nine of Swords. This is insomnia, nightmares, trying to live up to everyone else's expectations. And the other card you got here, yeah, Queen of Cups. Let's see. There we go. A little better there. So the Queen of Cups, again, emotions here, but she's very much in tune with her emotions. The queens of the minor arcana actually all get a dose of water. So the Queen of Cups rolls over water. So she's got like two helpings of water, which help her dive deep into her emotions. Also, she's like the high priestess, where she really connects to her intuition and her gut. The Nine of Swords being there, this is all your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, all this stuff that you're trying to live up to. Um, yeah, is like this all of this mentalness, all of this pressure, all this energy mental energy you've been trying to live up to what everyone else has told you you're supposed to be, should be, need to be, has to be, how things are supposed to unfold. That's what's bringing on all this anxiousness and this, like you can't sleep or it's on your mind and you wake up or you dream about it or you have nightmares about it. But they're telling you to trust your gut, trust your heart instead. Don't go off of the mind and all those other things. Follow your gut. And I really feel like there's this new opportunity that's going to be coming. And I kind of feel like this one in Karachi, it almost sounds too good to be true, and it's because it is. It's like there's not a whole ton of truth around it, is what I'm hearing. So I would say no, don't worry, don't look towards Karachi. Keep your eyes wide open though, and trust your gut. Try to get out of your mind and into your heart. Trust your intuition because you're gonna follow something that's gonna just be more in alignment with what you're looking for. Okay. If you have additional questions, pop them down. I will circle back around. So hopefully that helped there. And then we have Jeannie. Jeannie. So you haven't had a reading before. Great. And a general one would be absolutely awesome. I do want to pull here. I want to start off with an oracle card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. So we'll see what they have to say. And then I feel like we'll pull a couple tarot cards as well. And then you'll be next, Kashish. Thank you so much. I hear you, Dell. If you like, we can, verify and see what they have any other advice on there. All right. So, Jeannie, let's see what they have to say for you today. What would you like Jeannie to know? All right. So, card came flying out already. Wow, beautiful card. The Earth Keeper. See if that can. There it goes. More focused. Beautiful, beautiful. Almost reminds me of like a combination between a goddess and a phoenix. Card number 18. So let's see what they offer for you here. What I love about these cards is they have the essence of the card, and then they have an invitation, and they also have medicine. So usually you'll accept an invitation or you will the medicine. One of them will resonate more with you. But the essence of it says, just as you're involved in co-creating your world, you are also responsible for its well-being. The Earth Keepers are dedicated to the stewardship of the earth and all life. They choose to hold the sacred dream of a planet where all beings live in peace and where the rivers and the air are clean. Remember that everything you do has an impact for 7 generations. So I love that, awareness, because I kind of feel like you do feel that weight of that responsibility in a way. Yeah, like you see the impact of things, and you have, it's almost like this motherly care for the entire planet and all the generations to come. I wouldn't be surprised if you're not into ancestry and family trees too. But the invitation says you have outgrown your small dreams of success and achievement, and you're ready to dream big with possibilities beyond your wildest expectations. Take on the mantle of the Earth Keeper and reach out to a friend in need whom you may not have been in touch with for some time. Take care of your pets and feed the strays that come by. I kind of feel like you do that already. Clean up your yard, as this is a reflection of your relationships to the earth. Uh-oh. Grow the sacred dream, and your personal life will flourish. Remember, it's not about me any longer. Oh, that's great. I had a feeling, Jeannie. And then the medicine for that is, as you care for your body, you show care for Mother Earth. So begin with the stewardship of your health. What are you putting into your mouth? Are you feeding on foods and thoughts that are not good for you? Start doing what you know will be good for you today. I love that. So you definitely have that energy of caring about what came to you from the 7 generations before you and what you're passing on for the next 7 generations after you. And I love that power. I do want to pull from the Rider Waite. It's the Radiant Rider Waite. Let's see what they want you to know about this as well. It does feel like your energy, right? All right. So what else for Jeannie here, please? Okay. Okay. Right. And that one, like, okay. And I want the one on the bottom. So let's see what these are. So, first of all, you have the Emperor here, which is a great card because this is about you taking like power, taking your power back, realizing, like I mentioned, that you are not at the whim of the world, but that you are a co-creator along with the heavenly realms, at the higher realms of your life. And this is like this, you know what? I am tired of everyone else running everything else, and being kind of thrown tither and here and there. And I don't use the word tither, so that's funny. But here and there, and you are saying that's enough. I'm no one's gonna step up and lead. I'm tired of it. And you're kind of at that point in your life. Yeah, because you have the 8 of Pentacles here too. So the 8 of Pentacles is, uh, about the outside world. This is an apprentice who's been doing the work, doing all the stuff, but they're ready to step up. They're ready to become a master instead. They've, initiated all this work and studied and whatever that might look for you, and you are ready to move up into this place of not being behind the scenes, not being the assistant manager, but the manager, not being like the what were they called? Not a jester, but the people advisor, right? The high advisor of the king, or the hand of the king, like they had in um, the Game of Thrones, right? They always had the hand was the one that was the advisor. It's like you're no longer. It's like, no, I've had enough. I'm becoming the emperor. I'm becoming the manager, the master, and doing all that. And so you're stepping up into this. And so don't feel like you're overstepping your bounds. That's part of your energy. and what you wanted to do at this point in your journey and your adventure. So it's taking more, I'm going to say social responsibility because that sounds like work, but it's about you sharing this passion and this joy and this eagerness for the generations to come. And it's not about doing it like this, but about doing it with a smile and with love and joy. And that's where this impact will come. Not that you have to like blah blah blah. Like I don't feel like you're running for public office, right? Thank God, right? But that you are almost they're showing me like Mother Teresa, who even though she had this place of this organization that she didn't do things by the book like they were normally did. She just reached out with such compassion and love to help people. And I kind of feel like that's the impact that you are looking to move forward to. And you've got the Four of Swords. So, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. It's a very solid foundation. I call this my peace of mind card because you have all the expectations. These three swords up here, the Three of Swords card is actually this, all the expectations of the outside world, blah, 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 blah. But here you are on the Ace of Swords down here, which is what brings you peace because rather than being so drawn and so impacted by all those small t truths and popular opinions of the outside world, you're connecting to capital T truths of the upper realm that are rooted in unconditional love. And so that's giving you this ability to not worry about what people think and how everyone's doing things or that how things have to unfold in this certain way. And it would be like if there's a cause that is really on your heart rather than picketing and writing scathing letters to your congressman and all this kind of stuff, that you would be giving of yourself and baking cakes and cupcakes and doing stuff of love. And you're like you win everyone over with love instead of by trying to do it with brute force, because we know we can't change people's minds. When you try to change someone's mind, all you get is psh, the hand, right? But instead, we change people's hearts. And when we change hearts, how do we change people's hearts? Through unconditional love. So I feel like this is where you're headed and what you're doing. So if you have anything like that in your mind that you were wanting to do, just focus on doing it with love in this beautiful way instead of the old way of everyone trying to convince everyone that they're right and they're wrong. All that equals is battles, right? But when you open your arms with love and try to understand people and what they're going through and what they want, and you give love instead, that's what moves mountains. So I'm excited to see what you're going to be doing with this, Jeannie. So thank you so much. Hopefully that helped. For everyone new coming in, thank you so much for joining me. You can see people are putting their what they're wanting for a reading. So that's what I do. You just put down below what questions you have for spirit. And if you don't want to like share your business, which I know, not everyone wants to do that these days. You can just say, I want a general reading, and spirit knows what you're on your heart, and they'll bring messages for you regarding that. You do have to be subscribed to my channel to be able to do that. But as soon as you subscribe, it'll let you immediately make a comment. So let's get going here. I'll continue going through here. I'm glad that resonated, hopefully there for you, Jeannie. And let's keep going here. So, all right. And so, Dale, you are next here, I think. Let me just make sure I didn't bypass. Oops. Actually, you're next after Kashish. See, I was already zipping on down here. And okay, so Kashish, hopefully you're still here. And you said you met your crush on Tuesday. Oh, what are their feelings for you after meeting you? And will they confess your feelings or will they take their good old time, right? I'm going to use these love oracle decks whenever we're asking questions about love. And there's both pink and black cards in here. The pink cards will represent your emotions, what spirit wants you to know about you. And then any black cards that pop out will be for the other. So that's what we're going to take a look here. And let's see what they were thinking after they met you. I know, right? It's like, ooh. So we'll see what they're willing to tell us. Sometimes they want us to just enjoy our adventure, but I know all of us want to know just a little hint. What do they think of me? So let's take a look here. So let's see. Okay. So a pink card came out. That'll be what they want you to know about what's going on through there. But what can you tell us about his feelings for Kashish, please? Okay, two black cards. That's good. And will he confess feelings or will he take his time? Okay, a black card came out for that. So let's take a look here. First of all, they want you to know, oh, the golden mirror. So this is beautiful here. I'm going to try to get that. Okay, cool. And don't put too much into the words down here. We, of course, read these intuitively um, because I feel like this golden mirror is spirit telling you that, of course, every person that comes into our life is a divine appointment and a mirror for us to be able to see what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. So sometimes we'll have the same type of person come into our life over and over and over again. And we're like, okay, I see it. I get it. But this one is a golden mirror. And I feel like this is an extra special mirror for your life to really show you the love that you have within your heart, not only for yourself, but I feel like this is a huge piece of this mirror for you is for you to understand how you feel about yourself in such deep, deep ways. I kind of feel like you have a good sense of love, but this is going to take you to a whole new place for different reasons, and we'll see what they want you to know here. So his feelings for you, he has. You have the not today. So this kind of tells us a little about he'll take his good old time and in telling you here. But the reason why is because of this card. And this is not about your relationship. This is about their feelings. And there is this hesitancy because of, and I kind of feel like it's a combination. It's interesting. It's like he's had pain in his life. Like, and I kind of feel like in the last 2 to 3 years, he's lost so much family, so many people that he cared about, either to death or that left and, moved out of town or the country. And so it kind of left him in this guarded place of his heart and his emotions. The other thing is that he kind of got screwed over by some relationships. I think that's an okay word to say on YouTube. But again, with that pain that he had with those other things, and then that mistrust that was developed there, he is like taking his time with opening up his heart. And so and let's see what this other card is here. Okay. So the palm tree that's coming in here does show that he enjoyed it. And it's almost like it's funny because they showed me like this paradise. Like it's a nice vacation. Like when he met you, it felt like a good relief. Like he got away from all the other world out of the world. And he almost felt like he was on a vacation, which is great, right? I mean, it's like this place where you feel stable and free and you just don't feel bothered by all the other stuff and he enjoyed it. But like I said, he's not going to share that right away because he has that hesitancy and that he's guarding his heart a bit there. So be patient with it. And I feel like this golden mirror is perfect for you because the waiting period for you is to really, I don't want to say it is a test. It's more like, when you're in taking science in school and you learn something and then they put it into the lab, test it out, and to have practice around it. It's like this is a time for you to really understand your self love because you're kind of like, I don't know how they feel about me. And you come back to here and go, what's most important is how you feel about yourself because that energy you're putting out will just allow them to see you in a different way too. So, love the reflection that's happening here. Just be patient with it as it's unfolding there. So hopefully that resonated and helped. I know I want details and I want to know when and all that. But I feel like you're like, "Meh, it's okay. I'm okay. I'm gonna ride the wave, right? You're gonna be a surfer for a little bit, but just enjoy the process and the journey with that." So thank you so much for asking the question there. And I'm going to continue to go down here. And if you have additional questions, like when I do your reading, if you have more that you want to follow up, you can put them down, and I'll eventually get to them as I circle back around. All right, Dale. So you said that sounds like you right now. The universe is telling you to be patient. Now's not the time to take drastic changes, but we'll take a look here and see if they're like, "Yep, you're right," or if they want to tell you anything else, give you any other information. So let's take a look here, Dale. All right, so let's take a look. What else would they like you to know, Dale? Okay, great. So they did give you three cards here. So the first one that popped up here is the Chariot card. So, in addition to being the power of choice, and that, with any situation that you experience, you get to choose what story you put around it. You get to choose what emotion you put around it, but it also means movement. So they like that. They're like, because of your patience and your openness of that. Uh, Not taking drastic changes. Just know things are moving, even though we may not see it in the outside, right? Let's see what else they have here. Yeah. So they have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is celebration, but it's also a message from your support team on the other side that are letting you know that you are not alone. And they love the communication and the openness you have to listening to them, because they're like, we will have your back. You're not alone. We're with you through the entire process. While we're waiting, and they kind of just showed me like at an airport, how like when you have a 3 hour layover and in between flights and you're sitting there by yourself, it can feel like 10 hours. But when you have a bunch of friends with you that are fun, like the time flies, and that's what they're showing me, is that you are not alone. They are there partying with you. I mean, literally, cheers. They're you know under the full moon cheering. Cheers with the cup. Sorry, it's not focusing in very well there, but it's that kind of feel through all that. Yeah, because the Eight of Cups is about movement too. You're leaving behind emotions that are no longer serving you, and you're moving forward there. So you are the Nine of Cups, which is after this, is a wish fulfillment card. So they're telling you, yeah, be patient because you're on your way to having this feeling of wishes fulfilled, and you're not alone. But then also through it all, you always have that power of choice, how you're going to choose what story you put to anything that's happening. Again, they're reminding me of the airport. And actually, I'm going to go visit my dad one time in Hawaii. In between connections to get to LA to fly to Hawaii, my flight was canceled to Hawaii. And when I got there, you could see the stark difference between those that took the cancellation of that flight personally and those who did not. Those who chose to make it an experience of fun, and those that were going to make an angry, volatile situation. And so any situation, there's always that choice to do that. Are you going to enjoy staying overnight at the LAX, or are you going to make it a personal attack against yourself and scream and yell and ask for manager upon manager, and make it that kind of experience? And neither is wrong. It's like whatever you want to enjoy and do is up to you, right? So I love that they're reinforcing that with you. So hopefully that resonated there, Dale. And cheers. All right. Hey, cup of tea. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Absolutely. Let's see what. So you want to know what about your future husband? Let's take a look here. Let's see what we have going on. For all those new people that have come in, if you have any questions for Spirit, just pop them down into the chat room. And you do have to be a subscriber of my channel. So if you're not a subscriber yet, all you have to do is subscribe and it'll immediately let you ask questions. And then I'll just fly through them, not fly through them, but I'll go through these, everyone. And so it'll take me some time to get to, but I appreciate your patience while you wait. All right. So let's take a look here. What about your future husband would they like you to know? So this is for a cup of Tae, Tae. All right. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. So they are sharing some information here. You got 4 black cards and 2 pink, which will represent you. And so they want me to do yours first. So love the love calls. And then you also have the Cupid's arrow. So they are saying it's going to feel like an immediate attraction, like you did get hit by Cupid's arrow. I'm not going to say love at first sight because it's love at first call. It's like the first time you talk to them over the phone or communicate with them, that's where you get it. And so I don't feel like it's not like a like, ooh, look at them. It's just like, oh, okay, well, they seem interesting. But then when you talk with them, how they communicate, how they bring forward, how they respond to what you're saying to them, you're just like, whoa, who's this? It's like you laugh a lot, you have a lot in common, but there's enough differences where you really, it's intriguing for you, is the word that I'm hearing. But let's see what else about them here. So you have the Grim Reaper here, and don't be afraid of this card. I know Spirit loves using cards in different ways. That's not focusing. Let's see here. How about right here? There you go. Um, so I feel like they have been through it growing up. They had so much happen to them, not nearly to them, but in their lives. Because really, life doesn't happen to us, right? It happens for us. But he had so many experiences in his earlier life that he had to grow up quick. But it made him stronger, and so he's not someone that's easily swayed by things that happen because he's just like, in comparison to what I've been through, that ain't nothing. It just goes right off his back. He keeps his calm and his cool, and he doesn't freak out about, those types of things that happen. Yeah, and this is a great example of it here, the sword and the rose. So, he you know I love the difference between the two. I'm trying to they're like blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hold on. uh when you see a rose and you see a flower and just like, wow, this is just so beautiful and so creative and so gentle, and that's like the presence that they carry. But then they have that sword too, which means they're not a doormat for others. It's like they're very cordial, very easy to get along with. They get along with everyone. But if someone thinks that that means that they're a pushover, they get to have the blade. What did you say? It's like, oh, oops. And it's not in like an abusive or whatever way, but they're just like, it's almost like they raise their eyebrow. Like they're usually upbeat and smiling and pleasant. And if someone does something, and it takes a lot to get to that point, but when they go over that line, they're like, whoosh, and the eyebrow stops people in their tracks, right? And that's kind of how I feel that they're having it here. Yeah. And this is beautiful. I feel like the engagement ring, what I'm feeling with that is that um, they take things slow. They don't rush into things. They like the courting process. They don't, hey, let's fly away here. They want to treat it with the respect. And because of their upbringing and what they went through, kind of feel like their parents split up. That's one of the big things that happened. That he was just like, I will never treat a woman like my dad treated my mom. It's kind of like that thing where he's like, he honors women very much, and the relationship. So, wow, I'm liking this for you. Yeah. And then it has the self-indulgence here. And this is a good card. I know it might seem again, what? But you know how we're taught you have to sacrifice yourself for everyone else and do what everyone else wants you to do, sacrifice your wants and your desires for your life and all that. Again, because I kind of feel like they had to recover themselves very early on, that they were like, it's important for me to have what I want. They're not selfish to the point where they don't care what you want, but they are in this wonderful place of they know it's okay to want things for themselves and to do things for themselves and have self-care, self-nurturing because of, again, that situation that happened. They had to learn to take care of themselves and they learned to put themselves first in a lot of ways, but it was a healthy putting themselves first. In the beginning, of course, like any teenager, young adult, excuse me, they pendulum the other way and were kind of obnoxious about me, but they quickly, well, I say quickly, it took like 3 years for them experiencing that and doing everything for them, that they realized they lost a lot of friends and felt shallow. So they had the inspiration and the aha to balance that out. So a very balanced, wonderful individual. It's someone you deserve, and I love that for you. So hopefully that resonated there, cup of tea. And if you have additional questions, pop them down below and we'll circle back around. Hey, Spring, welcome. Good to see you. What's important for you to hear today? Let's take a look and see. I kind of feel like we're drawn back to the runic tarot for you. And let's see what they want you to know about today. Right. And then Bree, you will be next. And thank you everyone for asking your questions and being here. I feel all your beautiful energy and the beautiful just love that flows from your guys' hearts. I just really, really am so honored to be able to read for you and bring those messages today. All right. So, Spring, you got 3 messages here. So, speaking of love, you have the Ace of Cups, and this is about becoming the chalice, becoming the Holy Grail, where you're allowing yourself to receive from the spirit world that unconditional love and filling it up and overflowing. So, you are today is a this interesting day of change for you because you got 2 number 5s. So, I feel like let me see these here. So you have the 5 of Swords. Let me show them before they're like, shut up for a sec and show the pictures. 5 of Swords, which is your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes. And then you have the 5 of Pentacles, which is all about your relationship to the outside world and kind of feelings of abandonment by the outside world and um, concerns about them uh, not being able to fill us up and that type of thing. And I kind of feel like both of them being 5s, huge numbers of change, that today has been this kind of aha that you had. I kind of feel like there was some, I want to say, communication, texts, emails, something where it wasn't so much face to face. It might have been over the phone, but I kind of feel it was almost like uh, your reaction didn't have to be immediate where they saw it on your face. Like you got some information and you're just kind of like, whoa, wow, okay. Kind of like stung a little bit, but not like a slap to the face, but it reminded you of the mirror and allowed you to take some time to meditate and communicate. And if it hasn't happened yet, that's good because now you're like, you have an advance warning that it's going to be coming here. But you get it, it is happening, like we said, for you to remind you of how loved you are and that the outside world isn't your source. Their opinions, their money, their gifts, their whatever doesn't define who you are. Um, the capital T truths of the higher realm are what are the true truth, right? Those that are rooted in unconditional love, and also the all your sustenance, everything that is meant for you in your life comes from the creator, comes from source, comes from this unlimited source, right? And so it's just this wonderful reminder. It was just like a little pinch. Ow, what do you do that for? And it's like, just remember you're loved unconditionally by this huge, massive expanse of beings of unconditional love and light on the other side. And so they're just like, just know that these changes that are coming, everything out there is temporary, but the everything in here is eternal, right? And stable. That is stable. This is unstable. That's the ever changing 5 5, So I kind of feel like this is their message for you today is just, with everything constantly changing in the outside world, just know there's an never changing love that's inside of you. And there's these eternal beings that have your back. And just when you feel that little pinch, just remember uh, you are loved. And they're wanting me to show you. I'm not sure if Ganesh is a special thing for you, but the remover of obstacles has your back. And there you have it. So they were over there going, waving their little hand, going, show me, show me. So if that's for you, Spring, or for someone else that happened to be looking at the video at that moment, Ganesh says hello. So hopefully that helped there. And that's the important message for you today, Spring. Thank you again so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And Bree, you are next here. And Spring, of course, if you have additional questions, pop them down and we'll circle back around. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So it did come. Ouch! It did come yesterday. Well, good. So now you know why did that happen? All right. So Bree, excellent. Oh, great. So I remember. Yeah. So you didn't. The it was think it was last Saturday, right? It was like no, not today, but it will, and it did. Perfect. So I'm so happy. Congratulations. And oh wow. So got the personal one instead of the business one. Fantastic. And then you would like to ask when you will find the house to buy. So I do want to go to the Radiant Tarot for you, and I'm so happy. Woohoo! And then after we do and pull for you, Bree, then is that Sumya? And I probably murdered that. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the new subscribing, and we will look into yours next after Bree. All right. So let's take a look here, Bree. All right. Four cards. The first card that made itself known that popped up is the Chariot card. This is victory. It's also movement. And normally it's the power of choice, but I feel for your question, that's what they want to say is that there is movement happening and it's movement towards success, it's movement towards victory. So you will find a home, there is movement. You do have the Devil card. So it's going to be a haunted house. Just don't buy it on a sorry, I can't keep a straight face. It's not that does not mean it's going to be a haunted house. That means that there's just some work that needs to have done there. And the process that you're going through, your shadow self is bringing up some supposed to be's and should be's and these beliefs you have that you are moving away from. And let me see what else they have here. Yeah, because you definitely have the power of choice coming in here because this is emotional choice. And the Chariot is both emotional choice and mental choice of the stories. So with that Devil card, 3 major arcana, by the way, huge, beautiful experience for your life. It's like a life-changing one. And this basically is saying that, you're gonna have very many choices between which ones. Don't settle, is the message. Do not settle for something that's like, "Well, this will do," because there's gonna be one that's gonna be mind-blowing for you. A lot like you didn't think that you were gonna be able to get the personal loan, and that's why you're trying to do it through the business. You're just gonna be like, "I didn't think a house like this was possible for me. I didn't even think this was out here." And so, hang in there. Yeah, another, oh my gosh, 4 major arcana for you here. And the tower, I love this because this is like it's and it's actually right after the devil card too. You can see that it's 15 and 16, right? So it's like you're letting go of the chains of the expectations of what you think a home should be on that on what you deserve, and you are allowing yourself to have a dream house instead of just a house. You're looking for a home, not a structure, because that tower card is telling me that your idea of what a house should be is being destroyed by that lightning bolt because the tower there. And so I really feel, I mean, 4 major arcana, it's crazy. What are the chances of 4 cards and you have 4 powerful, transformational cards about choice too? And so really they're saying like, yeah, timing, um, yeah, they're saying just know the timing is gonna be perfect. There's movement happening, but don't settle, for the sake of time. Just know that you're gonna know the house, and it's gonna blow your socks off. So I love that for you, Bree. Wow, this is a wonderful, pivotal time, that's happening in your life. So enjoy each moment. Don't try to rush through it. Enjoy going and looking at homes and seeing what you want, what you don't want, but trust your heart. What makes your heart sing with your home, not functionality, right? You have all these, everyone's telling you what you should look for, what you should have, what you're supposed to have, and they're like, follow your heart. You're going to be the one living in it, not them. And don't let them live with you. So, yeah, definitely, I love that for you, Bree. All right. If you have additional questions, pop them down in the description box, and we'll circle back around. I do feel like, it's not gonna be like, "Oh, it's gonna take a year or anything for that to happen." Um, I'm feeling 30 to 60 days, is what I feel, is the closing. Like, you're gonna be finding the home here very quick, within the next, I almost feel like within the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then the closing, of course, will be 30 to 60 days. But you, definitely, I feel like there's a shifting in the housing market too that, it's funny because right now the housing market is going where people are taking their houses off the market, but I kind of feel like something happens. That tower card also kinda was telling me that, um a big change in someone's life is making them put a house on the market, even though the market is, now it's becoming more of a buyer's market than a seller's. And, but they have no choice because they're moving or is a death in their family, which is bringing, they're like, we got to put this house up for sale now. We can't wait. We can't hold on to it. It's like, so there's like this opportunity comes up that you're just like, what? No way. So I love it. So I can't wait to hear. Let me definitely know how that unfolds there. All right. So thank you for your patience, Sumya. And we are going to pull here some love oracle cards and see what are nit 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 nitiums. N. We're just going to say N because I don't want to murder it more than I already have. So N's feelings for you. And let's take a look. And hey, baby love, you'll be next. All right. So Sumia, what ends current feelings for you? Again, the pink are your emotions or what spirit wants you to know about your side of it, and the black cards would be ends. Okay. All right. One black card came out. That's good. Okay, and one pink. Oh, and then one pink and one black. All right. So let's take a look here. We'll start with theirs. Okay. So you've got the golden mirror on your side here. I talked about the golden mirror moments ago on someone else's reading, although it came up on the pink card. And the golden mirror is that they're looking into the interactions with you, and they're seeing such reflections for themselves, and it is allowing them to understand more about their own love for themselves. And I kind of feel like let's take a look here. Yeah, because you have the dragonfly for your side, and then you also have the lightning bolt, yeah, which is change. So they have seen this change in you, this transformation in you, and that makes total sense because that mirror that you are being for them is they're just like, wow, they have like changed so much in their life and transformed so much since I've known them that it's kind of has them doing a lot of self-reflection and looking at themselves. Let me see what this other one for them. Yeah. So they have the not enough card for themselves. So almost it feels like they're like, wow, they are so they kind of look at you as a very strong person that has transformed yourself through difficulty and challenges and different things. It almost has them going, wow, I haven't done a lot of that myself, and almost they're like, maybe she's too good for me, maybe they're too good for me. And so they are um, very, I want to say, proud of who you have become and what you've done. And they like honor that a lot about you. So I feel like that they're looking at that, but because of that mirror, it has them doing a lot of own self reflection on how they, um, what they've done with their lives and not done with their lives, how they responded of things happen in their life similarly that, like you've had kind of similar things happen in your lives, and you didn't let it get you down and make you bitter and make you, dark around it. You chose to make it for you to make you stronger, where they kind of took the other route of the victim and, oh, look at that happen to me, and why does this always happen to me? And you're like, because of the mirror you're being for them, they're just like, oh wow, I could have taken that route, and I like how that route is. So it's kind of, um, uh, I want to say, how do I say this? So it's not like they're totally not seeing you, but they are spending a lot of their energy going, oh wow, you know, they know you're there and they're interested and it's intriguing and they love who you become, but it's like they suddenly are just paying attention to more themselves and their choices. So um if you like them, uh I would just keep being you, keep being the bright you, and just no pressure on them. Just allow them to see you and just realize how awesome they think you are, and the strength that you carry. So um, I know that might not have been what you were looking for there, but that's the current check-in with where it is at. And I would, continue being who you are because it's impacting them in their life. All right. If you have additional questions, pop them down below. And hopefully that resonated. We're going to continue on here. And my baby love, you are next here. You want to know, how will things be for you at work now that Q quit? All right. I do want to actually, they want me to go back to the runic tarot for that. So we will take a look and see what they have. Great. And then Universal Creations. Alicia, welcome, and you will be next. All right. So, baby love, how are things going to be for you at work now that Q quit? All right. Got one card. Let's see what else. All right. Nope, none of those. Two cards. Any others? Okay. And this one and that one. So let's take a look here and see what you have. So you do have the Page of Pentacles coming up, and this is new opportunities opening up for you. So that is good. New horizons. You do have endings and new beginnings that are coming in. This will be for you. So it's like you're ending one position, going to another, or duties are changing within that. Yeah, because look at, you have the Ace of Pentacles too. Definitely new opportunities that are coming in. So you have both the Ace and the Page, which both represent that. And the Page is more like you are holding a position and it goes to a higher of that position. Whereas an Ace of Pentacles is also an opportunity opening in a whole new opportunities too. So I kind of feel like you're going to have choices here. Yeah. You have the Hanged Man. So you are going to be seeing things from a higher perspective, a different perspective. So I kind of feel like you're going to get some information. Um, and it's not gossip, but it's like, with this new opportunities that come up, they just want to share what went wrong, and how there's these different things that are happening, um, and it's kind of like you were like, "Oh, I didn't even know that was going on," or "I didn't even know that was part of the uh, reasoning behind someone leaving," right? But I really feel like this is going to be opportunities coming for you now that that individual's not there and that they've left, and it's going to change things for you. So I love that you're going to have this choice though. It's like you can move up in a position, or you can move into a whole new department, or a whole new way, a whole new, even maybe a whole new job, away from this company too. So I kind of feel like that's what's going on is, it's like you have an opportunity to move up in the company, and or a different place in the company, or a whole different job altogether. So I love that coming in there for you, because it does feel fresh. It does feel endings and new beginnings with that Death card, that you are ready for it. You're just like, I can't I can't be where I'm at anymore in the exact position, exact place, exact individuals around you. You're just like, I'm just done. I'm either up or I'm out. And it's like, this is what's happening for you. It's giving you this courage, this opportunity to ask for what you want. If you don't get it, you go find something somewhere else. That's kind of how I feel where it's coming in, but nothing to fear. All this is happening for you. And it's this bravery that's come up within you. That's why they wanted the Viking runic cards. It's like you're this warrior, and you're like, I've had enough. I'm not going to take this lying down anymore. I'm standing up for me. And I love that bravery coming in here for you. All right. If you have additional questions, baby love, just pop them down below and we'll circle back around. And oh, absolutely. Kashish, thank you so much. God bless you too. Dale wants to have some fun. You choose to have fun and relax. That's great. Quiet enjoyment. I love that for you. All right. So, Universal Creations, Alicia. So, will your person ever confess his feelings? Will he end things for good with his ex and commit to you? Well, let's take a look. I am going to use the Love Oracle cards. And for these, I do have the pink ones represent you, and the black cards that pop out represent them. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know about all of that adventure, we'll call it. And let me just take a look here while we're shuffling and getting the energy in here. Very welcome cup of tea. Hey, Debbie, welcome. Thank you for sending your love. If you are still here, thank you so much. And then Katie P, you will be next after Universal, after Alicia here. So let's take a look, Alicia. Okay, so you had a card pop out already for you. So will they ever confess their feelings? Okay, those popped out for that. And then we'll ask a separate question. Will he end things for good with their ex and commit to you? Okay. One card. Anything else regarding that? Okay. Anything else? I feel like there's, yeah, one more. Oh, two more. Okay. So let's unpack this here. So, as far as will they ever confess their feelings for you, the black cards that came out for them, got the healing heart for him, and also the sunglasses. So I understand, like, you're like, what is going on here? Because he does have his shades on where you can't see his eyes, you can't see what's going on with him. But just know that his heart is healing behind the scenes. So that former situation with his ex must have been a pretty uh, heartbreaking or tearing apart or impactful one for him. For you, what they want you to know, even though this might be get what you're getting from him, the not today, where he's kind of holding you at a distance, um, you do have this. This is your desire for stability, your desire for answers. Uh, and this is kind of how you are approaching it, right? Where you're unconditionally loving and giving love off, and um, he's not able to give that to you right now because you're wanting this feeling of paradise. You're wanting this feeling of reciprocation. It's like, what? And it's not, that's not like crazy to ask for, right? I mean, it's like, hey, I would like a little back of the giving and receiving. I care about you, and I'm there for you, and I try to uplift you, and I try to make sure you don't um go into a dark cave by yourself and disappear off the earth. But he's not able to give that to you right now, and that's the way you feel. You feel like this standoffishness. But let's take a look here. Will he end things with his ex and commit to you? Oh my gosh. So you got girl with the snake and the snake. So it's like this is him with the snake and the snake right now. And this is how he sees his ex. It's like this like investment. And you probably know how that feels like when you've given so much into a situation and you just are so intertwined. Like that snake is so intertwined with him in his life. And I don't know if they have children together, but they have like this connection. There's stuff in their life that is connected where he just can't see himself separate from the snake yet. And I kind of feel like, let me see what these other two cards are here too. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So he's got girl with a snake and separation. So there is this, you know, what will come, but I don't know, you know, Alicia, I just feel like there's so much intertwined there that I just don't feel like you don't want to become that for him too, you know, because these are the pink cards, these are for you. And I kind of feel like this separation, they're like, separate yourself from this situation. And I really feel like they're saying like it is so intertwined. Oh my gosh, they just showed me in my head a giant python eating eating a human. So like she's the giant python, and she eats him, and it takes forever for it to go through the entire body. and for him to be digested and pooped out on the other end. And so they're like, it's gonna be a long, long time, and you know you care about him, but it's not worth it. It's not worth the wait because he's just gonna end up a pile of poop on the end of it. And so they're like, he's going through his adventure, going through the digestive tract of this giant snake, and you're not gonna want what ends up coming out on the other end. So I would do a ceremony of some sort, like write down your feelings on a piece of paper and then burn it. Let that be a release. Let it go because you are deserving of so much more than a pile of poop. So, and it's probably not what you wanted to hear, but I think you knew down in your heart that you're like, no, that's not for me. Um, you deserve more. And I think that this situation will allow you to see more beyond, you know, uh, it's a mirror for you to understand how you feel about yourself. And I really feel that if you do some of that inner shadow work, you're going to be like, oh my God, thank God for unanswered prayers because I did not want to end up with a box of snake poop. I deserve something that's so much more and so much more for me. So hope that helps. I know it doesn't feel good. We've all been there, so you're not alone, but just know that you deserve so much more love than they're able to give you. So choose you, choose the love for yourself, and let the snake poop go. So we send you a lot of love, Alicia. All right. So if you have additional questions, pop them down below and I'll continue going here. And thank you again, everyone, for joining me. Um, I have a lot of big giveaways that are going on as part of this YouTube subscriber marathon. The link to the giveaway playlist is down in the description box of this video. So if you want to check those out and sign up for some of them, please do. I love giving away and giving things to people, especially all you lovely people. All right, and then we are to Anshul. Hello, Anshul. Welcome back. And you want to know what AJ or Ajay feels about you and how they see you. Perfect. We will look into that. I will use the Love Oracle cards for that. And we'll take a look here. And KDP, you will be next after Anshul there. So let's take a look. What does AJ, I might, be pronouncing that totally wrong, and I do have my apologies for my creative ways of saying people's names. Let's take a look here. What do they feel about you? And how do they see you? All right. So let's take a look. We have several cards that just came out, black cards here. So they do have the dragonfly for you. And they do have seen you as a transformation, because of course, dragonflies start off as those little, I forget what they call them, but they're like larvae in water, and then they end up crawling up, and then they end up flying. And so they do have seen you. It's like they've seen you transform from something, very new and I'm gonna say inexperienced, but just fresh, to someone who is just learn how to fly above things and just a whole transformation. I feel in there. Yeah, they do. They have seen you. This is kind of what they see you. They see you as someone who's mended their heart, and maybe they've known you for a while, but they do see you that way. And again, this is someone who's chosen their own path. And, no matter what winds come, when you're on a sailboat, You can adjust your sails and use the wind, use what's happened, use that, the gusts of wind to guide you in directions. And I really feel like these three combined together is what they see about you. There's two more cards I haven't looked at yet. So, but these three cards are basically they see you as someone who took what happened with them, healed it up. It's like the sail got ripped, and you were like, "All right, here we go." And you mended the sail, and then you use that to get you to where you want to go and transformed your life. You didn't allow it to devastate you. You took time to mend what happened and to understand it and to, um, like I said, mend it, like that heart. Um, I don't know if you can see it. Come on, come on. There it goes. See how that was like a ripped sail, but you used it to and did mend from it. Yeah. So there is attraction there, and I kind of feel like it. I don't know if it came out of nowhere, but I feel like in the beginning when he met you, he was like, "Oh yeah, I see him," but then when he saw what you went through and how you have responded to it, didn't react to it, you've responded. You took conscious steps towards mending all this and healing all this. He was just like, "Wow," they're like, uh, it's like Wonder Woman when she's Diana Prince with her glasses and her, all and uh, comes across as not strong. Then whoop whoop whoop, Wonder Woman, right? And then he sees you in this powerful way. And it has the axe here. Now, it's interesting. I try not to read the stuff on the bottom. It's like uh, I don't want to say that he's scared of you because it's not scared like fear. It's just the respect. It's like when you are talking with someone and you don't realize they have an axe, and then suddenly you see they have an axe, and you're like, "Oh, respect." I'm like, I'm not gonna step over the line with them. I'm gonna honor and respect them because of that strength of what they have, and so he sees you in this very respectful way with all of that. And yeah, I don't feel actually it's funny because the cards that popped out, the pink cards for your side, is that you have the butterfly. And I feel like this is how you see yourself now. You feel like you have transformed it. You don't have to give people the time of day if you don't want it. You have the ability, you feel like you are desirable, but you don't want to do this. You don't want to be the chaser because you don't need it's like codependency is like a disease. I call myself a recovering enabler in codependent relationships because it is something that is at our core from our childhood of how we felt about ourselves and that we uh, don't deserve people's attention. We don't deserve people's um, to give to us. We feel like we have to give 100 of something to get one of something back from someone else because that's how our childhood psyche was created. And so it's just like there's such a groove. We have to be careful we don't fall back into that groove. And so I kind of feel like it's like continue that being that Wonder Woman, being that strong one, and don't feel like you have to chase anyone. Be strong, and just enjoy the journey. That boat really shows me it's like enjoy your ocean voyage. Enjoy what you're on and the process that you're going. And you don't need an anchor that's going to drag you down. You don't have to chase after anyone. See yourself as that Wonder Woman. See yourself as this individual who's overcome so much, and that you deserve uh, that respect. Carry your axe, right? What is it? Carry a big stick. Speak softly, but carry your big axe, and just know. you know, allow that respect to be there. If someone's not giving you what you need, you can speak up about it. You don't have to be mean about it and threaten them with your acts, but you can just be you, be strong. Okay. So hopefully that resonated. Ask additional questions down below if you'd like. I'm going to continue on here. Again, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And let's take a look here. Make sure I didn't miss over anywhere. All right, so we're to KDP, and you asked, will Jordan reach out before October 5th? So we'll take a look here and see what they say. And thank you so much, Sumya, for answering Misha for us. And Misha, you will be next after KDP here. So for Katie, will Jordan reach out before October 5th? Let's take a look. I'm going to use the same Love Oracle cards and see what they would like you to know about this, them reaching out to you. Okay. All right. I thought a bunch of cards were going to come flying out, but you do got enough. You got 4. So let's take a look here. So the black cards that came out, which would represent them, one, they have abundance here. But we also have the coffin here. So that kind of feels interesting. Let me take a look here because you have healthy choices coming out for you. And the I like you card. When I look at all these together, I feel like it's like this healthy choice that you have. You like romance. You like, and I don't want to say that you are in love with the idea of being in love, but that's what I'm feeling with this particular interaction. I feel like you have this idea of romance, and you're like, "Oh, wouldn't this be nice?" And this is who it would be, um, and I almost, you know, but with that coffin and that abundance, I just feel like their life is so full, and I don't feel like they have the time that you would like, and they know that, and I feel like their life is so full that they're kind of like don't want to invest that much energy into anyone. And it's not that you don't deserve it, for sure. But I feel like this healthy choice is to move on, because I feel like they just don't have it in them. It's like they're, um, again, they have so much going on in their life that abundance is just like their life feels like scattered, and they, I the example of someone with a glass pitcher full of water, and they have 50 glasses, they can only fill each one about this much. And when they feel that someone wants more in their glass, because they don't want to let people down and they don't want to hurt. And I really don't feel like they care if they hurt people though too. I just kind of feel like they're like, I just don't want to fill, to sacrifice one of my other glasses to pour 2 times as much that I'm, of the little I'm giving for something else, that they're just like, it's just where they're at in their life too. Again, nothing to do with you. This is about uh, their ability and their capability of what they're able to give, and that's all they can give at this point in their life until things sort themselves out in their life. But I don't know if it's even worth waiting for. Um, that's up to you, of course. If you're like, oh, I'm happy with this much, if they contact me back, fine. If they don't, but I feel like they're not going to be the one that reaches out because they're so scattered everywhere and have like their life is so full that they just won't. And I know, fun adventures, but it's a beautiful mirror always for us, and it doesn't happen to us. It's one of the beautiful things that we learn in our life, that no matter what comes our way, it is happening for us. Eventually, all the mirrors that are reflecting back stuff to us, we'll go, "Oh, I see." I know with me, it took 5 long-term-ish relationships between a year and 3 years, and I'm like, "Why do I keep attracting the same type of person?" And a beautiful, beautiful message that eventually came was, um, you'll have the mirrors come into your life that will continually show you what you wanna see about yourself until you see it. And then you're like, "Oh," and then those teachers, those mirrors didn't have to come back into my life anymore. It was like, only took me 5 over what was that? 3, 4, 7, oh no, 8, 11 years? Probably over those 11 years, it's like I finally, not finally, because it was perfect timing. I learned that lesson good. So, hopefully that helped there, Katie. If you have additional questions, please pop them down below, but we send you all our love to you. You deserve the love that you're wanting and the attention that you're wanting. Don't settle. All right, so let's keep going here, and we have let me just keep going here. And we have here Misha. Right, Misha, you will be next after Miss Honeylove. Hopefully, you are still here, Miss Honeylove. And you wanted to ask if Daryl will reach out to you and maybe want to reconcile. So let's take a look. See what these cards have to say. We are going to use the Love Oracle for um, unless they tell me differently. The intentions are we use these Love Oracle for our love questions. I'm sorry that that made you sad. I know. But it's like that country song. Thank God for unanswered prayers, right? Like, I want them, I want them, I want them. And you see them 5 years later with someone, you're like, oh, thank God, thank God, thank God. And but mourn those emotions, feel those emotions. It's important. They're not wrong. Um, just just know that it's happening for you, and if that brings any comfort. All right. So, Miss Honeylove, will Daryl reach out to you and maybe want to reconcile? So let's see what Spirit wants you to know. Okay. Got 2 and 2, and 2 black and 2 pink, and these will be together. Yes, this kind of sums it up a little bit. This is you. You're wanting to talk, wanting to reach out, but this is not today. They don't have the energy for that. Let's see what these other 2 are. Yep, and then you have you and them, and they have this, it says addiction here, and here's you in paradise. So, uh, I love this visualization for you though, because it's like this is you now without them. This is what you'd be inviting into your life if you reconciled. And so I'm almost like they're saying like, here's your answer, no, that they won't. But they're like, you should, not should, but you could be glad about it, because this is the difference of whether you let them back in your life or not. So I like that for you, and I know they're bringing a lot of truth. That's what I love about Spirit, and they do it with such love for us and awareness for us, because we who our human side of us gets so blinded with love that we're like we rush into things and we're like, what red flags? I thought that was a carnival, right? And we're like, mm, if we slowed it down, we'd be like, oh my gosh, that red flag and that red flag and that red flag and that red flag, and that's the whole for us. It's like they do an intervention for us. They're like, we're as agreed before we came down here, we're like, I only want to learn this through 5 relationships. After that, make it really, clear for me. So I choose something for my journey that is paradise. And so I do love that for you. Um, though, because I do want to pull a sun and moon tarot for you here, Miss Honeylove, because they want to tell you that, if you do that wonderful release work, do the shadow work, look at what is going on, that this is what comes for you instead. This is what they'd like you to know around choosing you instead. Yeah. You got the Princess of Cups. So again, Princess of Cups is the Page of Cups. It's higher love. It's swimming with the dolphins in that paradise. It's new beginnings, new starts with the new moon. It's, look at feeding the dolphins. I love the lotus too, because the lotus, of course, grows through mud. That's how where it gets its foundation, and then it eventually goes up to the surface. And during the daytime, it goes above the surface and gets the sunlight. And during the night, it closes down and it goes underneath the surface, and it uses all the energy to uh, like grab all the sunlight and produces it into energy and nourishment for itself. And I kind of feel like this is a time of going below the surface and using that energy for yourself and to grow and use everything that you've learned and everything that you've gone through for that. Yeah. Because you also had change pop up here. Two of Pentacles. So it is time for this, uh, you know, changing of the cycles. It's time for, daylight and nightlight. I mean, nightlight, daytime and nighttime for you there. But is this balancing out? And it's time for you. It's time for you. And again, it's the difference of being in that paradise or being in that dark, uh, the darkness, the dark place. So I hopefully that resonated for you. And I feel like you knew that in that in your soul, that you're like, yeah, even though your heart misses the good things, it's like it's time for a new chapter for your life. So, and we will, if you have additional questions there, please pop them down below and I'll keep going here. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me. I so appreciate your support and being here for messages of love from above, from all our spirit guides. We have Misha, you were next here. How will your November month be? So let's take a look. We'll look at the Radiant Rider-Waite and see what they have for you here. Okay, then Jeannie, you will be next for your follow-up question there. All right, so let's see here, Misha. What is your November month going to look like? What would Spirit like you to know about it? Okay, got 2 cards so far. Oh, 3. All right, so let's see what your November month looks like. Well, looking pretty good there. You got the 10 of Cups, which is about emotional fulfillment, not only filling up inside, but you're just like overjoyed with what happens in November. So that is a great card. Yeah, a lot of energy moving in, a lot of energy returning back to you, a lot of communication coming in too. The 8 of Wands can also represent a lot of communication from the spirit world. So if you are raising your vibration to that of the spirit world, which is of unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, then you'll be able to hear more clearly their messages coming in. But it's going to be all over the place for you there. You're just going to be getting, synchronicities in the physical world, thoughts just dropping into your head, emotions just coming in. But it's all these beautiful messages from loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, creator, this all of these beautiful spiritual messages coming in from the spirit world and it doesn't have to be just spiritual messages, but they are spiritual messages because they're coming from spirit. But you're going to get clarity around things. You're going to just get uh, just a lot of unique things happening. So I do love that for you. Oh my gosh. Then you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about abundant feelings. Let me see if it'll come on. Focus, focus, focus. Oh, there it goes. So this is you in the garden, feeling all the fulfillment, feeling the wholeness and completeness, and you have the bird here in your hand, which represents spirit. So you're not alone in it, but you do feel an abundant feeling happening as well in November. So just know, and you have 8, 9, 10 too. So it all unfolds in perfect order for you in the month of November. Let's see if I can get it without a glare. But I'm just knocking everything around. It's very positive. So, I mean, 10 of Cups and 9 of Pentacles is like, wow. And then all that energy coming in too. So November is going to be a very abundant month for you in a lot of different ways. And you're just going to feel so loved and so full, like your life is full. So I love that for you, Misha. So looking forward to November for sure. All right. If you have additional questions, pop them down in the description in the chat box there, and we will circle back around. So, Bree, you were asking, let me see here. I'm sorry, Jeannie. Let me just get this cut up here. It just skipped ahead. Let me just scroll back up. There you are. So, will you be able to move before winter this year? And you have the star card that popped up, and this is all about hope and abundance. You're the star of the show. So this is a very positive card. And so I really feel um, before winter, yes, I do feel that because with it closing in between 30 and 60 days, that's going to be putting us in October ish when you close, and then November, um, well, December 22nd is when winter hits. So technically, before December 22nd, they gave you a big thumbs up on that. So I love that. Okay, very all right, Universal, glad that that resonated there. Let me keep going here. Right, honey love, thank you. Hopefully I did that in order there. You know, sometimes my old man eyes scan, so hopefully you got your reading there. Thank you, Ashul. All right, and Trevor, welcome back. Will you be moving? No luck on the lotto yet, huh? Well, let's take a look here. And will you be moving anytime soon? Let's take a look. And then Keisha, you will be next. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking. All right, so Trevor, will you be moving anytime soon? All right. You got the King of Wands first coming in here. So the King of Wands is about your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, your passion, and you hold this Ace of Wands. You hold a lot of energy in your hands there. So let's take a look and see what they are guiding you toward with that. Okay. Wow. Oh my gosh. Holy moly. Okay. Sorry. Let me share it all with all of you here. So you've got the King of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands, you have the Page of Wands, and you have the Two of Wands. This is like boom, major, major energy coming into your life. I would say this is, yes, you are going to be moving soon because you have all this energy coming in. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're not a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sag, but you have the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands is all about new passion, new energy, new. It's all about movement. So energy movement happening. You have the King of Wands, which shows that you have it in your hands and you're going to be able to direct it into those directions. Um, yeah, Scorpio makes sense too, because Scorpios are all about transformation and change, right? But you have the Two of Wands here, which is that you are making a decision. You're making choices on what you're wanting to do, where you're wanting to go. You're planning on the globe. Okay, where do I want to be? Where do I want to have? And so you have all this ton of energy coming in that is just driving you forward in your life. So that would be a huge yes for me about that you're moving soon, because how can you not? It's like a fidgety little kid sitting there that just had an entire cake. You have this sugar rush going on, and you're like, oh my god, I got to do something with all this. And it's like movement definitely coming through for you. So that's one of the strongest messages that I've gotten in a while. It's like four cards, all wands. So I love that for you. So woohoo, exactly. So just as that King of Wands, it's you commanding and focusing your energy. Really bring it in from all, if you're expending energy in all these different directions, just start cutting off all the unnecessary energy that you're investing in people, emotions, other things, and zero in. Focus on move. And then you're going to be getting clarity, because with that king, you're able to point that magic wand like the magician does. And it attracts all the answers. It opens up all of that for you. So I'll be excited to hear that. Maybe you will win lotto now with all of that. So we have a gnat flying in. All right. So I love that for you, Trevor. And let's see what else we have going on here. Let me just scroll back up and right. And Keisha, you were next. So thank you. And you want to know, will you and your children ever be happy? Okay. And if so, when? Let's take a look. See what we have going on. Then after that will be Macaulay Ian Bearder. So you'll be next. Thank you guys so much for your patience as I go through the readings here. All right, Linda, let's take a look. So will you and your children ever be happy? And if so, when? Okay. So you did have 3 cards come out here. So you do have the Hierophant, which number 5s are numbers of change. And I kind of feel they're telling you that you hold the keys for this change that's coming. Right. Yeah. 9 of Pentacles does show fulfillment, does show this satisfaction, this what you will feel is abundance in your outer life. And it does happen by turning inward, though. The 9s are like the Hermit card in the Major Arcana, which they go on inward for this search. And it's like, I kind of feel like your happiness is going to be determined by you, and that like your children's happiness is going to be left up to them. Let me see what this other card is here too. Yeah, because I feel like these are your children. They're just like in this wonderful energetic battle that feels like conflict, but what's wonderful, because you got 2 number 5s, you do have this change that's coming about in your life very soon. And where you feel like there's conflict in the beginning, and there's some emotions and energy of fear around things, really taking the time to look inward with that 9 of Pentacles, looking in for your definition of abundance, what blocks you have around abundance. You have the Falcon in there too, which represents the spirit world. That spending this time reflecting upon yourself and your worth and who you are and what where your definition of success comes from, transforms the energy. It allows you to see things in a different direction rather than seeing things in a fearful way and as a conflict. You transform and you change. You hold the keys of changing that to focusing on abundance. Because the message that's coming in really around this Five of Wands, which is really more of that Two of Wands energy that we just were talking about with Trevor, is also this reminder that whatever you focus on is what grows in your life. So, if we focus in on what we don't want in our life and what we're lacking in our life, or it's like we wear these fireman helmets, right? Firefighter helmets, sorry. And there's this giant fire hose on our head, and it's constantly shooting out energy. And whatever we're looking at is what expands and grows. So, and I've experienced this in my life, which I learned very hardly was uh you focus on lack, it grows. You focus on what you don't want in your life, more of what you don't want in your life grows. But when you focus on gratitude and thankful for what you do have in your life and focus on what you do want to come into your life, then that expands. And as that expands, since you're not looking over here anymore, that diminishes and that becomes smaller. So I know in spirit, when I'm going, why is this thing happening in my life? Spirit just gently goes, look over here. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then that shrinks and then that grows. So I feel like you definitely have abundance coming into your life, but I feel it's because you're changing your whole attitude and your focus in your life. And because of that, the power's in your hand to expand the happiness in your life. And so it's all in your hands. I go, so when? They go, when you make that change and that conscious, because your energy and your vibration has to match that of abundance. If you're still having your vibration focusing on lack and you have beliefs about that you are supposed to have lack in your life and this is what you deserve, then it doesn't matter how much abundance comes your way. You were on the wrong street to catch the bus. So the bus is there going up and down the abundant street. You're just moving from this old block to this next one for that. So hopefully that makes sense there. If you have additional questions around that, pop them down below and I'll answer those as I come back around. And let's take a look. Continue going down here. All right. There it goes. Sorry, it was going very fast. And so we have Macaulay. And let's take a look here. You wanted to know, please pull a card for you on your current love situation. So we will use the Love Oracle cards for that. And then Rupali, you will be next. And then Marie. Hello, Marie. All right, so let's focus our energy here on Macaulay. Apologize if I mispronounced that. So, on your current love situation, what would Spirit like you to know around that? So, for Macaulay, what would you like them to know, please? Nothing. Okay. Just kidding. All right. So you did get 4 cards. 2 are pink, which represent your side of the love, and the black will be what they want you to know about the other person. So for you, looks like you are in the midst of feeling like things are ending or going to a new level because the coffin is endings and new beginnings, but separation. This tells me that you kind of feel like things are drifting apart and that you are kind of fearing an ending coming. Um, for them, there's this seduction thing going on here, and then also, and then they got wedding rings here. So I kind of feel like with them, there's this. Even though there's this feelings of union, it's like they're flirtatious. I kind of feel like they don't commit. even though the wedding rings is here, this combination and the energy that I'm picking up with that is that it's like, what is the word? What is the phrase? Having their cake and eating it too. It's almost like this energy where, um, like, I want you to be exclusive with me, but I want to be able to flirt and do what I want anyway. And it's like, what? I don't know if I really want this, um, but yeah, it's not a, I don't want to say a healthy feeling that I'm getting around it because everything happens for us. I'm a 100% believer in that. Even though some of the stuff that happens is like, oh, that didn't feel good, but it does change us. It does bring us awareness around ourselves and our love for ourselves and what we feel we deserve, what we allow ourselves, because no matter what someone gives us, we are only able to accept as much love into ourselves as we love ourselves. So if, like, you should give the example of, like, this is as much love as I have for myself, then that drip, no matter how much love someone gives me, that drip is as much as I'm going to allow myself to have. Same as, I'm also only able to send out love in a drip to other people to the extent that I love myself. And I kind of feel like there's this whole awareness that's going around this situation with you that, um, and it we learn so much growing up, by what we see in our own parents' relationships. It's like, oh, that's the amount. That's how someone is supposed to be treated. This is how much uh, love someone deserves. This is how much attention I deserve. And so there's a lot of emotional awareness that's coming through this for you. And if you think back at how you felt like this before, even like between birth and 7 years old, look back in that kind of period of time and to see why um, am I feeling this way? Because it's really an echo of your past that's being reflected back to you in this situation. So I'm sorry, I'm not a bearer of very good news today. What we would consider good news, like the news we want to hear, the news our ego wants to hear, is that we're loved unconditionally by these other human characters, and that they would do anything to have me and to be with me. And then reality sets in, right? And we're like, I don't like it, but my heart goes out to you because I really feel like, Macaulay, that this is uh, a big, huge learning opportunity, but that it's not um, what you're wanting, is kind of what I want to say, but I don't want to say it in an extreme way because I don't know if you. I feel like you know about it already, and you're just like, yeah, I know, but I'm hopeful, but I'm like, no. So sorry. I don't mean to laugh. That's my nervous reaction. So my heart goes out to so many of you guys today. I know we've all experienced heartache, and we will always, I think, as humans, as long as we have expectations of something, we're going to face disappointments around them till we connect and really feel that amazing love from above. Because when after that happened, I didn't care about anything else because we are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And this posse, this sea of beings of unconditional love and light on the other side. It's just uncomprehendable for our human brain to even grasp that how much we are loved. You know, angels, guardian angels, spirit guides, loved ones that were here that are on the other side, ancestors that we haven't even met in this lifetime that go back thousands of years, you know, unicorns, fairies, leprechauns, whatever we believe those beings of unconditional love and light are. It's a sea of people. It's like one of those popular concerts where you just say, how I can't see the end of it. There's that many that love us so much unconditionally. Nothing we can do to lose it. So that's what brings me solace and fills up my heart with joy. And hopefully, you'll get a little piece of that to help with what you're going through. All right. So, if you have additional questions, pop them down below. I'm going to continue going through here. All right. Let me just scroll back up here since it forwarded. And we have Rupali. You are next. So, will the CPA offer you the job with your upcoming, after the interview that you have upcoming on Tuesday, and agree to pay you that amount? All right. Well, congratulations on getting that interview. I'm happy to look in here and see. What we have. So, what will be the result of this for you here? Okay, got 2 cards. What about salary? Okay. 2 cards for that. So, for the interview here, what we have, you have the Hermit card, which is about you having this wisdom from inside that you are connecting to. Because you have the Eight of Swords here too, which the Eight of Swords is about um, realizing your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets of yourself that are impacting you, that are making you feel blinded or bound or kind of restricted. And what I really feel for that for you is their advice for you going into this interview is, don't look at it as an interview, look at it as a conversation. Don't let your mindsets and your expectations and all this stuff, I feel like you're almost, it's like taking a test, right? When we are afraid of taking a test and the result of what we're going to get on the test, because what will it mean? We freak out and we go into fight or flight mode, and then we leave our minds and we're not able to remember answers. And I feel like for this one, it's really that Hermit is like, take time away before you go to this interview, take time away, center yourself, meditate, whatever it is to help you calm yourself and realize that whatever's meant for you is not going to pass you by, right? This path that you're on. And then when you go into the interview, that is going to help you really share who you are. And it's a conversation, not a test. You're going to go see, one, if they're the company you want, because you're interviewing them as well. It's like, are you really what I want? I'm going to pick up my vibes from what they're asking, what their answers are, and make sure it's something that you want, right? It's like going into a relationship. It's not just, you have to, I have to be good enough for you. It's like, you need to be good enough for me too. So I kind of feel like there's this little confidence that you can have going in, and that it's a conversation. And you have the Two of Swords coming in, and also Temperance and Balance. So I feel like, with, because you have both the Two of Swords, which are thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, like there's this decision to be made, and there's this balancing, there's this give and take, and this almost patience with it. So I kind of feel like, one, that they're not going to like offer you the job right off the bat, like after interviewing, going, all right, you're hired. It's like, it's going to take a little bit, but there's going to be this back and forth around salary and benefits that comes from it. And let me take a look here, because I didn't get like a no card or a yes card. So let's see here. Is it going to end up being what you're looking for? And you've got the Two of Wands. Again, choices, choices, choices. And you have the Moon, which is about the unknown, the subconscious, the unconscious. And again, it's this um, really focusing in on the choice and trusting your gut. That Moon is also about trusting your gut and trusting your intuition, because there's unknown and unseen things going on there. Um, and they're not giving me an absolute yes or no. We're going to push them just a little bit more. See how far I can push them. I'm like, can you just give us a little hint on a yes or a no? Okay. Card came flying out. So let's see what that is here. So you got the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is nostalgia. It's about memories and reviewing your past. So the hint that you're giving you is when you've did what you always done, you get what you always got. And so they are looking back at your approach on what you're wanting there. And really with all of the stuff that we got there, especially with that moon, it's saying that there's some unseen things with this specific job. And let's see what other, yeah, the Emperor. Yeah, they're saying to take things into your own hands and don't be at the whim of them. Really stand your ground and ask for what you want. Don't listen to the, oh well, this is all we can offer, and then later this is what it would be bumped up to, and blah 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 blah. Don't trust it. It's either going to be yes, that they want, that they're able to give you what you want, or it's going to be um, promises unkept. There's hidden stuff. I just feel like there's hidden stuff. So be wary. Get it in writing, get it up front. Don't take up a promise, especially a verbal promise for something for the future. Oh, we can start you off at 10,000 and then in 3 months we're able to bump you up to 14. Can I get that in writing? Oh, well, that's just part of our process. We don't have to put it in writing. Bye. Don't take it. So, um, that is their message for you. Sorry, it's not an absolute yes, 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 but that's as much as they'd let me push them there. All right. Hey, Marie, welcome. Yes, you can definitely get a general reading. And then let me take a look here, and then I'll look further down there. It looks like there's a bunch of other conversations. So I will do the general reading and then we'll continue forward. So, Marie, we'll see what they want you to know here. And I kind of feel like they're drawing me first to the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. Again, thank you everyone for joining me. I'm loving the questions and just your hunger for messages and connection to Spirit. This is part of my YouTube subscriber marathon. So thank you all for all those new subscribers coming in. And of course, I'm doing a ton of giveaways. Well, several, maybe not a ton, might be an exaggeration, but I do have a playlist link down below for giveaways, and you can check those out to see which ones are still active. I should have at least 2 out there. I have one that I closed today that I'm haven't announced the winners yet, but there is a winner, and but I love giving away these items, so be sure to check that out. And to ask questions of Spirit for this channel, you just have to be a subscriber. Once you do that, you can put it in the chat box down below, and then they will we'll get to that and answer those. Sorry, they already popped out one here for you. So Marie, you got the Frog and Prosperity. Well, that's a great card. Look at that, beautiful. And it says, let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close at hand. Hop into this new day with joy. Abundance and good fortune await you. I like that message for you, Marie. It says, all frogs are born in or near a watery world and mature to live on land. Frogs experience 3 stages in life: egg, tadpole, and frog. Frog people are comfortable with change and happily transform for the better. Because of the numerous eggs they lay, frogs are symbols for prosperity and fertility. You will find many homes with a frog on the doorstep. This omen is meant to bring good luck, abundance, and perhaps even a baby to the house. Uh-oh. One of the most beloved folk stories is The Frog Prince, in which love transforms the frog into a prince. Frog is a wonderful totem for anyone who has ever felt awkward or like an outsider. Frog medicine promises that one day we will transform our shadowy emotions of unworthiness into beauty and the love of self. Wow. If frog is your totem, you will always be drawn to water. Be sure to cleanse in a salt or mud bath when needed, and don't forget to relax. If tensions build up, just let them go. Find a new lily pad and call in the renewing rain. The magic of frog people is their adaptability. They give themselves permission to hop away from a bad situation and towards a happier one. Frog medicine opens the doors to good luck and abundance. So call on the magic of frog to lead you to a better, brighter life. And they give like four, is it just four in this one? Yep. Um, Little messages or questions that you can ask yourself. And it is, have you lost your focus by jumping around too much? Are you stuck in the mud of others' negativity? Are you feeling swamped? Let frog energy cleanse and renew you. And the other one is hop away from negativity. So I love this for you, Marie. I mean, definitely positive information coming in here. I do want to use the Radiant Tarot. We'll pull a couple more cards. All right. So what else for Marie, please? All right. Oh my God. Wow. So you've got the Three of Cups, which is celebration. So definitely things coming into your world that to celebrate. This also represents spirit, of course, which is your whole posse of support, letting you know you're not alone. Ask them for assistance, guidance, whatever you would like. But you also have the World card, which is a very victorious card. Also, ending of a major cycle and beginning of a new one. And you have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is the ruler over the water, ruler over the emotions, and he offers you the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail, which is full of the unconditional love of the higher realm. So a whole emotional abundance coming in. The kings also, in addition to ruling over their element, which he rules over water, they all get a portion of air as well, which is the mind. And so this is the balancing of heart and mind coming in as well. So you definitely have this very bright uh, existence right now. You have this cycle that's ending, this new birth, these new things that are coming, abundance, prosperity, just a very, very happy message coming in here. And of course, your spiritual posse in the higher realms are saying, we got your back. And they love when you communicate with them, when you open up to them. Just especially feels like you're moving into this place where you're focusing on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, which is their vibration. So you're able to hear them just really clearly. I wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing messages all over the place and you're just like, wow. But you definitely have this wonderful, abundant, prosperous feeling coming in right now and in the near future. So you love that. Boom. All right, let me continue going down here. And anyone that has any questions, please feel free to pop them down below and I'll get to them in order. If I don't miss you by accident, if you do, just speak up. I won't be offended. All right. And then Misha, you had asked what positive change will come into your life because you're losing hope. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's take a look here at the Sun and Moon Tarot here and see what positive change is coming here. I know I answered some of the other questions, but I feel like that is an extra one that you wanted added into the other. So let's just take a look here and see. Look, they'll give you one card. Yeah. So you have the Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords in the standard tarot. And this, for you, represents a new communication coming in. from the outside world. So you are going to be getting some communication from an individual. And let me see if they'll tell us what about. Yeah, the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands shows you any blocks that you have are in your hands, because this one right here they're actually holding on to. You have all the other moons, you have the star and all these other moons, and it's funny, the star card means hope. So it's like, what positive change? You're losing hope? Well, you're finding hope through this phone call, through this communication, whatever comes your way. This new communication in all the starry dark night, it's this bright light that comes in, and this block that you feel you have, you realize you have it and you hold it in your hands, that you can switch it up, that you taking that one wand away from that whole wall of wands opens the space for you to slide through it. So just you're going to be getting the communication from someone or something that just triggers just enough space for you to slide through it and get to the other side of this hopelessness. So just know that you have this ability within inside of you, because you hold that magic wand. You have this spark of hope that gets ignited within you. So it's always been in there. It's like with the Wizard of Oz. You always had it inside of you all along. Whatever you're looking for, sometimes it just takes external things for us to realize it, so we can see that light within us. So I like that for you, Misha. All right. So let's continue going down here. And hopefully, Elsa, if you're still here, hello. You can ask a question if you haven't. I haven't reached the bottom of the chat here yet. So if you haven't yet, just pop it into the chat box and then I'll get to it in order. All right. Sorry, it scrolled really fast. I'm trying to scroll back up slowly so I don't miss anything. Okay. All right. And so we have Faujia Asa. I apologize for murdering that. I'm sure I did. And you just want to know what's coming in your future finances. So I do want to go back to the Radiant Rider Waite Tarot and let's see what they have to say for you there. And then Maro, Maro, you'll be next. Thank you so much for subscribing, and I'll take a look at that next. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for your questions. I just love how you trust Spirit to communicate, because they absolutely want to. All right. Looks like you got two here. So you got the 10 of Cups and also the King of Cups. So these are both positive cards. This is emotional fulfillment overflowing. So your future finances, this looks very bright for you, that you are going to feel this abundant feeling. Your emotions are just going to be like, because the 10 of Cups is like you're filled up and overflowing with joy out to the world, and the King of Cups is like you roll over your emotions, and so you feel this wonderful balance between your mind and your heart, but you just feel a very bright future. Your emotions are like maxed, so that's good in a good way, not bad. Uh, Low energy love emotions. You have high energy love emotions, which brings this impression that you feel whole and complete and just overflowing. So I would say that is a positive thing. Let's see. Do you have anything else about Faugia? About their future finances, please. Okay. Yeah. So you got the Wheel of Fortune. So endings and new beginnings. You do the wheel is turning in your favor. And the moon is great. This is like showing the cycles of the moon are going to be an important piece of this for you. It's like this new moon that's coming up tomorrow in Libra is an important one for you. It's like if you check out your I do weekly energy updates by each zodiac sign. In last week's, I talked about how we can do new moon wishes and that type of thing because this is when it's happening. So if you check out the last, not the ones that just came out yesterday, because that one kind of is the entire week, but the week before. Check that out because I feel like this new moon wishes is an important piece of that for you. But definitely abundance on its way for you, and I love that for you. So if you have additional questions or need more additional clarification, pop it down below, and we'll circle back around here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. So Maro, let me just make sure I don't go too far and lose you there. So will the Libra be home in the next 4 weeks? Let's take a look here. Hey, Divya Sharma. I know I'm so bad at names. Thank you. I've had this Om symbol here. I actually have it on one of my arms too, and then the Tibetan Om on my other. For me, it means breath of God, and so we're all here in the breath of God. Then Info will go to you next after Maro, and then to Keisha. So thank you all for your patience as I move through all of these. All right. So let's take a look here. Will Libra be home in the next 4 weeks? This is for Maro, 14. Anything else about that? Okay. We've got the Two of Pentacles here. And there's this balancing that's coming in here. So your outside world is coming into balance. And I kind of feel like with this journey here that I almost feel like it's not within the next 4 weeks. I feel like the journey is taking longer than anticipated, and it's because there's a cycle that's going on. Let me see if I can get more information on that. In fact, I'm gonna pull from the Sun and Moon Tarot here because I feel like there's more to the story. But it is this repeating cycle that happens. Let's see, what else would you like us to know about this Libra coming home in the next 4 weeks? Okay. So we got 3 cards. Okay. So you do have the first card is the Six of Wands, which is a victory card, but I feel like there's some recognition going on here. King of Wands, there's this fiery energy, and then the Princess of Swords, which is new knowledge, higher knowledge coming in. So I kind of feel like there's the cycle that's happening here has to do with the search for recognition. And the King of Wands is finding out, because you both have the Six and the King of Wands, taking that recognition into your own hands, knowing that you are the one who's in charge of the recognition and for the I'm trying to think of the other word because it's not appreciation, but acceptance. Acceptance, appreciation, and recognition. That it's like this cycle is like, I keep feeling this way, and it keeps turning you back to yourself. And this Princess of Swords here, this Page of Swords, she yields this Ace of Swords, which allows her to connect to higher truths, capital T truths, that are rooted in the unconditional love of the higher realms. Allows you to cut away old thoughts and old beliefs that you have. So I feel like this is delayed on purpose, for a purpose, for you to understand what it is that you're wanting from this Libra. It was Libra, right? Yeah, Libra. And to change the cycle, change how you're looking at things, see it from a higher perspective, a different perspective, because it feels like it keeps same, do what you always did, you get what you always got, and it feels like you're stuck in a rut. like you're in this cycle, but it doesn't mean that it needs to the interaction with this Libra needs to change. It's just like you're ready for a change within that interaction with them, if that makes sense. So I don't see them like back home in the next 4 weeks. I feel like it's delayed because it's happening for you to really evaluate your cycle and your pattern with them. So hopefully that helped. I don't know if that was what you were looking for, but that's what they have to say. And that's all that I can do. All right. Then info, you want to know, are you manifesting rightfully? Let's take a look here. So you have the Seven of Pentacles. Don't look at failure up here, but just look at Seven of Pentacles here. Pentacles is about our abundance and our outside world, but it's funny because it's like you feel like you're going in circles. And the Seven of Pentacles basically tells us one, that the last thing to grow on a fruit tree is the fruit. So it takes time for things to unfold. It's kind of like a patience card. And so I feel like that you are manifesting rightfully, like you're going about the process, you're on your journey and your adventure, you're investing energy, but try not to think that it's always going to turn out the same, because I feel like you've been moving up, up, and up. And, first the seed gets planted and then it sprouts underneath and then it grows roots and then the twig goes up above the ground and then it grows and then it grows the branches and then it grows the leaves and then the fruit come out. And it's like, you feel like it's a never ending cycle. Oh my God, but it's coming. And they're just telling you to be patient with the unfolding of things. And if you see a fruit growing and you're like, oh, that's not what I want, don't be afraid to change it up either, because sometimes we end up getting what we think we wanted, but the time that it took for us to get it, we're like, no, I really don't want that anymore. I want to focus on this direction. So hopefully that brought you some clarity around that. And then Keisha, you want to know, do you see your two sons coming out of their situation? And if so, do we know when? All right. I kind of want to move to the runic tarot for this one. And hey, is that Kate Ogunli? I'm not even going to try. I'm sorry, but you'll be next. All right. Keep going here. All right, Keisha. So your two sons, will they be coming out of their situation soon? Okay, there's one card for that, two cards for that. Okay. Son number one, son number two. So they may not be coming out of the same situation at the same time, but we'll take a look here. And then what about when? Okay, that's number one and that's number two. All right. So for son number one, will they come out of here? They show they're on their inner journey here. So this feels like they are still alone and turned inward on their experience here. So I don't show they're coming out of it yet. I still feel like they're on the path. And yeah, because they have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands here, um, basically, wherever they focus their energy is what is growing. But I feel like they're still on their path. I mean, that's like the hermit's path, right? So I feel like whatever they focus on is how it's going to impact them. So if they're focusing on their situation being what it is and it's not a favorable situation for them, the more they focus on the situation, the more it grows and the longer it gets drawn out. But the more that they focus on gratitude, what they're thankful for is in their life, what they're learning as they go through it, when they're making it more about a journey and have gratitude and focusing on what they do want to have come in their life, that will speed things up and change things for them. But right now they are on that inner hermit journey. So that's son number one, which if they're obviously even twins, would have an older one. That's your older son. Son number two, they do have action. They have Knight of Wands that's going on here. So this is movement. This is like fast movement for them. So sun number two, it seems like it's going to be moving faster for them out of the situation than number one. They are in a search for their own power and holding on to their power. Yeah, because they've got the judgment card here, which is endings and new beginnings, double endings, double new beginnings for them. They're becoming aware of their higher self, their higher awareness, and they're realizing there's so much more to life than they had thought. And so they are really, number two is making a significant change. It's like they're feeling this calling within them, and they're making these changes, making this movement, making things happen for them. So, number one, not out of it yet, still going in there, learning their beautiful lessons they want to. Slow happening. It depends on what they invest in at number two. Fast, 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 fast. They are coming out of that of their situation very soon. They won't give me a date on that, but definitely like very quickly. I feel like by the end of the year and sooner, which the end of year is not. It's getting less and less farther away for us there. So hopefully that helped you, Keisha. And then we will go on to Kate. You wanted to know if you will find love soon. So we'll take a look at that. And then Jaisu, Jaisu, you'll be next after that. So let's take a look here. I am going to use the love oracle cards here for you, Kate, and we'll see what they want you to know about love. So Jaisu will be next, and then Divya, Sharma, they will be next after that. All right. So Kate, will you find love soon? What would they like you to know about love? Okay, that one there. What else? Okay, none of those. All right. All right, let's take a look here. So for you, you got two pink cards and two black. The pink cards are what Spirit wants you to know about you. And they have the clock. So timing, it will be coming, but it's about healthy choices too. Don't jump into anything. They're like, wait for it. Don't settle. Don't think that there's this, clock that's ticking like, I've got to find love now. It's like, you will find love. It's just trust the timing and don't jump into that because if you do, you'll experience what you'll experience. But when you ask for their advice, they're like, we recommend not jumping into anything and just make healthy choices for you. Don't, again, they have this, don't feel like time is running out. You have eternity. We have multiple lives. You won't miss out on anything. Enjoy today, this moment. Don't try to rush ahead into the future because you do have this would be like the other person in the relationship. They're not ready for you right yet. Your next relationship, they're going through their own stuff. They would actually run away. So, this, it's like they're showing me a delicious dough bread that's in the oven, and you're like, you can smell it baking, and it smells so good, and you're like so ready for it. But if you take it out before it's done, it's going to taste like crap. And it's like, this is dough. So it's waiting for it to be ripe and ready and fully baked so that you can have the best experience. So they're like, just wait for it. It's coming. The divine, the next divine appointment, the next interaction, the next relationship for you is coming. It's just in the oven. So just wait for it. Just wait for it. Yeah. Again, the other person is going through their transformation, from a larva to the dragonfly. So it's just a matter of you like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the beautiful dragonfly, not take the little larva out of the swamp, you know. So just wait for it. It's coming. It is coming. All right. And then we have next is, I believe, Jaisu. Yeah, Jaisu. Thank you. And how will your relation with your seniors, uh, my relationship with my seniors over the next few years in college? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. I kind of feel like this Viking feeling around this for some reason. So, how will your relationship with the seniors be over the next few years in college? All right, so here we go. What would you like? Jaisu? No, about there. Okay, that one. What else? That one. Okay. So we've got year number one, year number two, year number three. Anything else? Nope. Okay, so these are it. Actually, they want one for all of it together. So let's take a look here. So it's like the first semester or first year, your first interactions, you're gonna see things differently. You're gonna see them in a different light. You're gonna see them from a higher perspective. There is change, there is movement in your interaction with them, but I almost feel like you kind of see them in this relationship. You give them this respect, like they're wise, like they know what they're talking about. They've been through it. They've had the experiences. They've climbed the tree. They've went out on the branch. They've hung themselves upside down. They've gleaned knowledge, and so your relationship with them is more of this, okay, you know, they realize that they know a lot because of everything they've been through. They have a lot to offer. And I feel if you give them that respect, it will go wonderfully and you'll glean a lot of their knowledge. If you choose to see them as arrogant, it won't go very well, because they want respect and they deserve some respect. Um, and they, of course, there will be some arrogant individuals that'll come across that way, but you'll bust right through it if you give them that respect and that wisdom, and give them that leeway. It'll be a great experience for you. Oh, wow. Yeah. Because then the next semester or the next year, the Queen of Wands, you're seen as this positive force, this wonderful focus, this ability, just where you don't feel like you're taking risks. You feel like you're in your power. You light in a room when you walk in. People see you as confident. People see you as just this bright light that walks into a room. You know what you're doing. You have your wand in your hand and you make stuff happen. So I really like that because that's the way that they perceive you. And that's the way it's because of that's how you feel about yourself. So the first interactions are really going to help you, because they look at you in this bright light because of the respect that you give them now. And so when you change that perspective of how you look at them and how you treat them, it just changes your whole perception about yourself and their perception of you too. Yeah, because look at you have a Queen of Cups, and then you have you have the Queen of Wands, and now you have the Queen of Cups. So they really see you as this commanding force, like you are. They give you respect, but the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Wands, she rules over fire, but she also gets a portion of water. In the fire and the water together, um, you're able to connect very deeply to your intuition and to your gut. And so they really saying, follow your intuition, follow what you perceive within, because the Queen of Cups rules over water and gets another water. So she's double water. You really understand your emotions and you have a strong sense of your intuition and gut instinct. So they really want you to look into that. Yeah, and then look, the overall one is the 10 of Pentacles. So your whole experience over this time, feels just fulfilling. The 10 of Pentacles is about extreme abundance, extreme worthiness and worth, with it all too. So very positive cards for you for this relation with your seniors over the next few years in college, but it starts with you giving them the respect that's due someone that's gone through all of that. So I love how as you progress over it, it's just this wonderful, wonderful abundance coming for you. So I do love that. All right, let me take a quick sip of water here. And next we have Divya, and you want to say that Vinit and you, is reconciliation possible for you? Oh, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, huh? And then he suddenly started hating you, basically misunderstanding you in every possible way. Okay, let's take a look here. What would Spirit like you to know about? Was reconciliation possible, first of all? Okay. So you got one card for you, one card for him. And then just what they want you to know about the why. Why did that happen? Okay, that's one card for you. What did they want you to know? Why did this happen? And okay. So let's take a look here. Oh, okay. So this card's for you, and says karmic relationship. So this basically, of course, was meant to happen here. Um, your passion and your affection, was all part of this karmic relationship that had happened here. Because we also have over here, which is interesting, and I like you, and a palm tree, which is like paradise, but we have his ascension, that they were ascending. So for this, the karmic relationship is done. The contract has been done. The purpose of you coming into each other's life was on purpose, for a purpose, for you both to experience those sides of it. And I kind of feel it's not punishment, for you. It's like you were on the other side before, like either a past life or whatever part of the relationship where, um, you were the one who, suddenly had a change of heart, or something that you saw in them in the past relationship where you cut them off. You were just like, nope, and you were gone. And because you experienced that and you wanted to know how it felt to be on the other side of that, this lifetime you switched shoes, you switched roles. And so just realize that you're like, okay, try to remember back of how you felt in being in that position in their shoes, and what you experienced in this one, and allow that viewpoint of both sides come into your, resonance, into your awareness, so that you can be like, oh, okay, I get it. So you know that it was on purpose, for a purpose, it served its purpose. um, Journal, write down everything you're feeling because you wanted to experience this, and the unknowingness kind of like too of like, why would did he suddenly misunderstand me all along, and just go, okay, let me write down what I'm feeling, what I experienced, because that is what, this was for you to witness that other side of things. So hopefully that helped and that resonates for you. You might feel like you when you met him, you're like, I know him from somewhere, and that's why. All right. So let me keep going here. Again, thank you everyone for joining me here. I'm gonna try to get through everyone. I know I'm going to be going on Instagram at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So I'm going to have to be stopping in a little bit here so that I can prepare to go live on the other one. So if I don't catch you here, catch me over on Instagram Live. I will be back here at noon Mountain Time tomorrow as well. So let's keep going here. Just All right. I think I'm getting down here. Okay. Let me see. I think I scrolled too far. I apologize. Let's see. Okay. Did that one, did that one, did that one. Keep going, keep going. Okay, Rupali, we did answer yours already. Info, we did answer your question. And okay, now we're to Bree. And you wanted to know what area you should look for the house, south or north, and is your price point good or should you increase it? Okay, let's see here. What do we want to use for this one? Do we want to use the sun and the moon here? All right, so first card is south. Okay. Second card would be north. Okay. And is your price point good or should you increase it? What about the price point? Nope, none of those. What about the price point? Okay. You got 2 cards for that. All right. So for south, you have the Prince of Swords. And that is about the Knight of Swords. It's a quest for truth. This is a positive card. It's an uplifting royal card, especially when North is a strife card. So between the two, South would be what they are saying would be the experience that would probably be the highest for you. It brings you to this different place, whereas the Five of Wands would be conflict. So I would stay south, is what they're leaning toward. And is your price point good, or should you increase it? And for that question, you've got the Nine of Wands and the King of Swords. So for this, it's like pay attention. This is going to be your mind, your um, because the King of Swords not only rules over air. As all this stuff was happening in my head, I was trying to get it all figured to communicate it with you. So sorry for the pause there. It's like, where did he go? Boop. So the King of Swords rules over air, and all the kings get extra air. So he's so much in his mind. And but the Nine of Wands is about your energy, your drive, and passion. Um, I really feel like this is the balance between your mind and your heart. You'll know, that Nine of Wands is going, realizing that you hold the key, your wand in your hand, you hold the power within. And so you'll know whether you feel comfortable raising it or not. But don't go too much into your mind. You will trust um, your facts and your logic and your financing, all this knowledge logic stuff. But in the end, if it's going to be worth it for you for what you want. Again, I really feel like you're just going to get this dream house fall into your lap that you're like, is this possible? And it's just going to work out amazingly for you. So I don't even think you're going to have to worry about a lot of that. It's just going to pop and you're going to be like, whoa, where did this come from? It's literally not like the Wicked Witch of the East where the house falls into her lap, but the opportunity is going to fall into your lap. So I like that. All right, let's keep looking here. Okay, info. I think we already answered that question about manifesting rightly. Very good. Thank you, Tushar, for subscribing. Yes, you can absolutely get a reading. Did you want a general reading or did you have a specific question? You can pop that down below. If you don't want to put your business out there and you just want to see what spirit has to say, just put I want a general reading. But if you have a specific question that you would like to share, you can put that down there too. All right. And Rupsy, Welcome, welcome. Okay, I think we already answered that up above, so you can scroll back and rewatch that. Oh wow, Keisha, yeah, yeah. So I feel like um, number one might be in there a while still, but number two might be getting out early because of the way he really took hold of his experience. All right, and we have Marie is next. Thank you, Marie. You want to understand twin flame soulmate. How can you stop falling for the wrong guy? Too much time and heartache. I get it. What do I do with this guy who I still have feelings for? Okay, so let's take a look here. See what they want you to know about this individual and um, twin flame soulmate. So, as I'm shuffling, what someone calls it a star. Is it a star flame? No, not twin flame, star flame, twin star, or something like that. But I like that because, we have divine appointments. I mean, I had 5 longest term relationships, and, it's like, "Oh, the first one must not have been my soulmate. Oh, the second one must not have been my soulmate. Really? Number 3 is not my soulmate? Number 4," and I realized through all the experience that we have divine appointments. On the other side, we're not married. We don't have these, individuals that we're bonded with for all of eternity. We are all drops in a giant sea of beautiful, loving drops, right? And but we come down here to experience all these different sides of love, whether it's through romantic relationships or friends or family or our fur babies or feather babies, schoolmates, whatever. So we have all these different types of relationships that come in. Some are more intimate than others, of course. And because of that, we will have people come in and out of our lives, always being mirrors for us to see what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. And so when you ask, how can you stop falling for the wrong guy? We're just following for the mirror. The proper mirror is always perfectly coming into our lives, and we continuously will invite the same mirrors into our life until we see what we wanted to see, and it always happens perfectly. We judge ourselves going, finally I saw it. It's like, no, I wanted to experience everything up until I was done experiencing it. And it does sound like you are ready for, for this to do there. And I just saw Erin, great. Thank you for sharing that. There's a great book, she says, on twin flame soulmates and karmic relationships by Elizabeth Claire Prophet, if you are interested. So thank you for sharing that, Erin. Yeah, definitely. There's so much about, I think it was the Course in Miracles said relationships teach us unconditional love and patience, right? And so I feel like you are at this point where you're ready for this movement on, with that. Yeah, because this just popped out for you. The golden mirror showing you what you want to see about yourself, because this is you. You are made of unconditional love. And then you have girl with a snake, which, yep, this is you with this boa constrictor around your body and your neck, squeezing you, but they are showing you, really reflecting back to you how you feel about yourself until you see it. And I know that's like all my relationships. I felt like I was disrespected either by being cheated on or how they spoke with me or how I felt like they were using me for my money. And I mean, all these things I finally, it was the Path to Love by Deepak Chopra, which was an amazing, amazing um, awareness because it asked, what are you looking for in a mate? And because of all the experiences I went through, I'm like, I want someone who respects me because I felt disrespected in all those different ways. And then the paragraph after it asking you all of that was the clincher that said what you're looking for in someone else you need to find within yourself. And yes, that book did fly across the room because I felt like, "Ugh, how dare you say that? I respect myself. And after I calmed down and I went and got the book, I realized like, yeah, I was always sacrificing myself for to be who I thought they wanted me to be. I would forget about my friends, move out of state, forget what I wanted. I even spent so much on my first two relationships. I had to declare bankruptcy at one point because I went so in debt trying to give them everything that I thought they wanted that I ended up, you know, screwing over myself, right? But it was a wonderful journey because I realized, all of that I was cheating on myself with other people. I was trying to find love outside of myself, which I would never get because the only love I could find was when I looked inside me. And so, really, what do you do with this guy who you still have feelings for? It's really understanding, look at them as a mirror. How do you feel when you consider them? What emotions are coming up? And then ask yourself, how do you feel that way about yourself? In what way? It may not be the exact way, but it does it. There's also another amazing resource. It's Byron Katie. If you haven't heard of her, oh my God, it's a life changing experience. She has a website called The Work, TheWork.com, and it's a judge your neighbor worksheet that you fill out. And it just, if you watch the little video that she talks about how you use the worksheet, it's mind blowing, the information that you can get through that. So I really feel like that's what they're wanting, for you to look at. And because until you see that inside of yourself, like until I saw that I was disrespecting myself, I kept on choosing mirrors that reflected back to me the disrespect I had for myself. They couldn't love me any more than I loved myself, and they couldn't reflect back to me anything other than who I was to myself. And so it is transformative. And I know in the beginning it pisses you off because I know I did. I was like, "What?" But it's so transformative, and it's gonna bring so much freedom for you. So, Marie, I really feel like that was the only card that's been coming out was that mirror card, and that's the message that they want for you. Wonderful resources. Again, thank you, Erin, for sharing that, with us as well. Um, I love how we all support one another. We all send so much love to all of us. We're all in this together, right? We're all on that giant ship. So I send you much love there. So hang in there. All right. And Erin, thank you so much. And you are actually up next. So thank you. And what do they think is going on with you? Why are they hesitant to move forward? Okay. Yeah, let's take a look here. Let's get the skinny on Mech here. Okay, and then Enchantress, thank you for subscribing. You'll be next. And I think we'll be caught up just in time. I'll probably be at 3 hours. That'll be the last ones here, for Erin and Enchantress. All right, Erin, let's find out what is going on with this person. So what's going on with you two? So there's a black card and then a pink card and a black card. So we'll keep those separate. And I feel like they'll talk to us here about why they don't want to move forward. And then your last one. Okay. So let's take a look. So first of all, this was like, what do they think is going on between the two of you? So this is transcending here, which is about change, if it'll focus. And then he has the sunglasses. So he is kind of hiding things, isn't he? Oh no. And so this is the pink ones are you and the black ones are him. So it's almost like you feel like, oh, there's something coming. Like, I almost feel like you feel like, when's the other foot gonna drop? But you feel like, uh-oh, what's this ending? And this ending this change that's going to come. It's like an ending and a new beginning in your relationship. You're like, what's going to be happening? And he kind of has, the sunglasses on, is like he's not allowing you to see what's going on inside of him, right? He kind of feels like he's off in this, um, I don't know, shadow. Like he's in the shadow. You see someone's there, but he's in the shadow, and you can't. You're like, what's going on? I can't see. What are you thinking? What are you doing? What's going on? But this transcending, this learning, this expansion, this new phase. So he feels like you guys are moving to a new phase, but he's not showing it. And I kind of feel like a new phase is coming too. Let's find out what's going on here. Yeah, he hasn't to move forward, right? Interesting. Yeah. So he likes you. This is him, saying that. And then you feel like you're in paradise. So you feel like you're in a good place. But it's interesting. That's also about expansion and joy and happiness. But when I saw that, I felt like um, this thing happens when you live on an island. You start to feel like constricted, like you're not trapped, but like you go around and there's only so much that you can do. It's like you feel limited, and I kind of feel like that's where you guys are at. But these are both on your side here. So you are ready for a transformation. You're ready for a change and growth. And you want them to, is this what you want? You want them to put a ring on it? So I feel like, I feel like I don't know. I don't even think he gets that he feels like it's being hesitant. I feel like he's just kind of, yeah, it's just happening. It'll happen when it happens. I don't feel like he's a big planner, you know? Yeah. It's like he's just kind of like, I don't know why I'm seeing him this way, but it's like, I don't know. I just get a couple of different visions come in. One, I kind of feel like he's like, yeah, man, I just like look at the clouds and look at that over there and da 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 da. He's just like off in this kind of world, right? Yeah, and then, but then I also see him as like a kid in a candy store where he's like, "Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that," and it's just like, it's almost like ADHD, adult, was that adult deficit or ADD? You know what I'm talking about, where they have trouble focusing. My dad has that. It's like to get him to stay in a conversation for 5 minutes, it'll go. It's like, come back, come back. So I kind of feel like they're not even aware of it. That's just their life. That's how they grew up. And it's like, oh, okay. So you're the kid in the candy store, and he's like hey man. It's just like, um, so yeah. So yeah, slip some meds into his coffee, right? Let's bring you down. But I kind of feel like that's what it is. I don't feel like it's he likes you, he cares about you. He just doesn't have a mindset that he can keep going. So too funny. I love Spirit. They just are hilarious, aren't they? They didn't pop up in those cards about other people. Let me just pull one more card here, and then we'll go on to Enchantress here. But too funny. Yeah, too funny, too funny. All right. So, are there any other people involved in here? No, just the two of you. Two of you on your endless cycle. Doot, 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 doot. Two ships on the same rocky sea. Woo! At least you understand him, and you go, I get it. It's like trying to get him to focus. but you have your ways. I kind of feel like you can help guide him. You know, you won't be two ships lost at sea. Yeah, so he works a lot. Well, that's good. It's better than him being a slacker, right? Going, how do I get him to work? It's like, how do I get him to stop working? That would be the more uh, beneficial problem to have, right? How do I get him to stop working so much? So I feel like you can do like your um, energy. Start focusing your energy when you can like bring yourself and just focus on what you're grateful with him and what you are wanting in your life, and then not focusing on what you don't want and what he's doing that you don't like. It's like just focus on the other, and that will grow that energy. And then because you have a ton of energy, it's like if you're here and then here, that is what grows and expands. So I really feel like bringing that in will help as well. All right. So hopefully that helped, Aaron. I love it. Enchantress. So, why? Let's see here. Let me make sure I'm getting your full question here. Yeah. Why do they keep taking your name in every conversation? Was he trying to get your attention? Okay. Let's take a look here. So let's see. What was he trying to get your attention? Hmm. Well, this is them. This is girl talk. And then this is your energy around the situation here. So it's super awkward, huh? So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, girl talk, right? And it's all the conversations that were going on there. Um, I don't feel that energy. I feel like it's just having fun. Like they said, it feels a lot like this. Um, like I said, girl talk. It was just friendship. It was just saying stuff. And I feel like for you though, it's like the reflection that you were getting, the awkwardness and the emotions you were picking up have to do with your heart healing. If it'll even focus, there it goes. It's like you're mending things and you're trying to do it. And what the spirit is showing me is like someone's driving a car and you're in back trying to sew something together and they keep on hitting bumps and it's like you're trying to do this thing, you're trying to bring your heart together, but this person keeps on taking you over bumps and potholes, off road, and you're just like, can you just stay on this road so that I can get this thing taken care of, right? Oh. Yeah. And I feel like this healing of the heart is it's like what um yeah, he's hot and he's cold. It's what do you want? How are you hot? How are you cold? Because there's this huge message about being mirrors today. And it is looking going, how is it me? How am I being reflected in that mirror? Because he's just a mirror. And it's like really asking yourself, you know, it was awkward. How was I awkward? How are my thoughts awkward? How are my feelings hot and cold? How are my thoughts hot and cold about myself, about how I feel about others, how I feel about them? And it's really this message coming in here. He's a little too intimidating. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna just pull a couple cards here from this Sun and Moon Tarot, and then I really need to head off here. Mm. Yeah, Bree. I already did your reading. If you want to, should be able to scroll back, and I go in order. So if you look at where you were at and look wherever people are at, you could probably find out where you were at and all that. So it has been a 3 hour session, so I know it's hard to pinpoint it. Someday I will, you know, find it. Yeah, if you just kind of go back and look in order in the chat, you can probably find that there. Yeah, I mean, Enchantress, you did get the Lover's card here, which does show that it is about emotional choice too. So you have a Cupid and everything else. So I feel like this is the journey of your emotions that's going on here, and your realization of of your power to choose what emotion you want to feel in each moment. And we fight against what we're supposed to feel by what we choose that we can feel. And every moment is either an emotion that's related to the fear of losing a conditional love, which is the human side of us. But there's also, we have another option if we want to choose, which is connecting to the unconditional love of the higher realms. Every moment is one or the two. Every moment is about love, a lower vibration love, or a higher vibration love. And whatever we choose in between the two is what we get to experience. But you got the 10 of cups popping out here too. So there is this emotional fulfillment that's coming in here. You'd lose yourself to him. Yeah. So there is this journey of looking to that higher love, and finding what you want from within you. And then because there's a fear there, right? It's I'm fearful that I'd lose myself to him. Yeah. So I feel like this whole thing that they're wanting you to just focus in on mending your heart. It feels like there's like this rip that's happened in your heart, and they want you to spend time doing that and working on that. Because once you do that and you really connect to that inner love, then you won't be intimidated by someone else, because no one can give you what you're looking for. You find it inside of you, and then everyone else is extra. So I have this spice cake mantra is what I call it, and you can replace it with whatever. I don't even really specifically like spice cake, it's just how it developed in my life, but you can replace it with whatever you want. But it basically says, "I am my own spice cake. My relationship with my family and my friends is the frosting on top of the spice cake. My accomplishments in life is the cherry on top the frosting on top the spice cake. And my intimate relationships is the whipped topping on top of the cherry on top of the frosting on top of the spice cake. And if for some reason I don't have the whipped topping or the cherry, and if for some reason all my true friends and family that unconditionally love me died, because that's the only way they'd ever stop loving me on this physical plane, even if I didn't have any of those things, I'd still be one awesome freaking spice cake." And it puts things into perspective that I am my wholeness and completeness, and then everything else is extra on top of that. And once you have that and really grasp it into your heart and into your mind, then it just puts things in perspective, and you realize, you're just extra. I can take you or leave you. Um, but you're extra and you're just above and beyond. But I find everything I need within myself. So, um, on that note, I'm sorry I didn't get to the last couple on here. I'm going into Instagram within an hour at 6 p.m. Mountain Time on my Instagram. So if you want to check that out, it should have the link to my Instagram down in the description box below too. And then I'll be back here on YouTube at noon tomorrow Mountain Time for more live readings. So I so appreciate all of you. I feel it a great honor. And I am so honored to pull cards and to connect to spirit for you guys, that you trust me to connect. Thank you all for subscribing. I also have a ton of free things that I give out and free videos that I put out. Weekly energy updates by each in zodiac sign, if I can talk, monthly readings for each zodiac sign, pick a cards, and several other types of videos. So if you subscribe to my channel, make sure to click on the little alarm bell and select all so you'll get notified of any of those that come out. But I put out quite a bit of content with free readings by a lot of, usually by zodiac sign, quite a bit. And of course, I have a ton of giveaways that I'm doing, and I have the playlist down below too. So if you haven't checked those out, be sure to do that because you might be able to win some personal readings, also some astro readings that I've been putting out as well. So a lot of fun stuff out there for you for my YouTube subscriber marathon. And when I get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to be giving away 10 1-hour personal readings. So if you've already subscribed, tell your friends, tell your family. Just help spread the Zen love to the world. And please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you all too. So until next time, please hang in there and please take care of yourself. I send you much love. So thank you all again. We'll talk to you soon.